afternoon. Welcome to the Regional Radio Sports Network, broadcasting live this afternoon. It's Alumni Weekend here on the campus of Bethel College in Mishawaka, Indiana, the 15th annual Gates Automotive Classic. I'm Paul Condry, along with Mark Gardner, the coach, joining us here. Pat Doherty up in the crow's nest, taking care of business, and of course Brad Brink doing all the dirty work and making sure that we look a lot better than we're going to sound here today. We have the unbeaten 9th-ranked Bethel College Pilots pay host to the team they opened up the season, coach, with, and that's Holy Cross. First game was not a good situation if you're Holy Cross. Game number 1 in the Mike McBride era. It wasn't necessarily a bad game situation, other than the fact that the Pilots came out and won 80-56 going away. And it was one of those situations they were dominant in the paint. The Bethel bench was dominant as well. You look at the Bethel bench in the first game, outscoring Holy Cross 27-11, and points in the paint. Bethel, not even a big Bethel team, outscoring Holy Cross 36-22. If Mike McBride's kids are going to win today's rematch here at Bethel College, those are two things they've got to shore up.
Absolutely, and that was something we talked about during the broadcast, and I talked to Coach McBride after the game that thought Brandon Evans worked really hard down in the low post. They did not get him the ball. So I really looked for Holy Cross to emphasize getting the ball inside, trying to take advantage and establish themselves in the paint today, and then working out as opposed to having the guards start from the outside and trying to work in.
Pilots coming off a fun affair on Thursday where they ran past Great Lakes Christian, 3 career highs in that one. Matt Schaus with a sensational effort distributing the basketball like the quarterback that he was at high school, at Centerville High School. Played like a great quarterback, was able to do all the little things. Caleb Ochin, who you told me right from the get-go, Paul, you got to watch this kid, and you hit the nail on the head. He saw everything, and he was in that zone that you need to be when you're going to have success. Make no mistake about it, a career high for him in 23. Keith Cochran, a career high coming off the bench, made some contributions. It was really a very, very all-encompassing team effort by the Pilots as they rolled to their 5th win. Last night for Holy Cross, Marion, very, very good Marion basketball team. Were able to take care of the Saints, but the Saints play hard, according to head coach Mike McBride. He liked the way his kids continued to compete as the game went on, and Pat Doherty mentioned it throughout the course of our broadcast, is that the Pilots, a 50-point lead, and guys are diving on the floor for loose balls.
Yeah, and we saw that the first time these two teams met. Bethel went in with a big 21-point lead at the half, I believe, 24-point lead, and Holy Cross came out and fought the entire second half, and really won the final 6 or 8 minutes of that game, just because obviously Bethel had gone to the bench, but still it was an effort thing. And I thought Holy Cross finished the game stronger than Bethel did, and I think Coach went back to the Pilots and said, hey, we can't have that happen regardless of the score. And so you saw against Great Lakes that regardless of the score, Bethel was diving on the floor working hard for a full 40 minutes.
The Pilots have won all 9 games in the series. They're going to try to make it 10 straight here today at the Gates Gymnasium, the 15th annual Gates Automotive Classic. We'll come back after the timeout. Message from our friends at the Gates Automotive Group, and I'll spend some time with Mike Lightfoot, the head basketball coach of the Bethel College Pilots, the Hall of Famer. Also coming up here on the pregame show, we'll visit with Richard Warren, who's now a track coach at Ohio State, one of the first Bethel All-American trackster under Coach Natale. We'll hear from him here on the pregame show. A lot of fun here. It's Alumni Weekend. Volleyball team playing for the championship tonight in the Crossroads League at 7 o'clock. Kevin done a great job with what they've done over there. It's just an exciting time here on the Mishawaka campus. We'll be back in 2 minutes right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
The Gates Automotive Group has been serving Michiana for over 85 years. The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen each day at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy Road, Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion, South Bend, and Gates Ireland Road, as well as the Gate of Granger. For 85 years, the Gates dealership has been providing great growth opportunities for all of its employees. If you are interested in becoming one of our team members, stop by our family-owned and operated business. For more information on the Gates Automotive Group, check out our website at www.gatesautomotive.com.
College basketball here today on Regional Radio Sports. The Bethel College Pilots in action against the Holy Cross Saints here in the Gates Automotive Classic here from the campus of Bethel College. It's Alumni Weekend, a very, very special weekend. A lot of things going on. Volleyball team playing for the Crossroads League Championship tonight. Got play going on, inauguration. It's a busy time here on campus this weekend, Coach Lightfoot.
It really is. you sometimes get disappointed because you don't have the crowd that we had for the home opener and all those things. But you have to remember that it's just not about us. There's all sorts of things going on. There's dinners, there's banquets, there's get-togethers. There's all sorts of things that are happening right now. So, dedications and all those things that are part of homecoming that, we just want to make sure that we just got to take care of ourselves and do our part in playing well.
And speaking of playing well, on Thursday we saw a lot of positive things. We can probably take a good 30 minutes to go over each and every one of them. There was some really neat things. We saw some young kids come in and get some varsity minutes. We saw Caleb Ochin have a career-high 23 points. Matt Schaus with 13 helpers, a career high there. We can go up and down the roster. Everybody really contributed to, I thought, which was a total team victory.
Well, yeah, and you can look, we can say that we had them outmanned, and we did, but I've seen times when teams have played, I've had teams that fall into the sloppy play and it's ugly and the players don't work hard. I thought we continued to play hard and continue to, our focus is that we've got to keep getting better. And so, you can't look at, oh, wow, we're playing Great Lakes. The thing that we're trying to do is get better as a team. So we got to funnel in on ourselves before this conference starts that we get better.
Well, Pat Doherty mentioned it on the broadcast on Thursday. He says, I can't believe this team's up 55 points and you got guys diving on the floor for loose balls and doing those kind of things. And I think that's just kind of the attitude of the program.
Well, I hope so. I really hope so. I think that we're not where we want to be yet. I think that we're going to get there. I have faith in our guys that we've played a lot of games here early, and I think it's been an advantage to us because we have a veteran team. And, today's game I think is going to be a real challenge for us because we beat them over there. I go back and watch the tape, though. There was a few possessions where that game was, 5 or 7 points, and they had a couple missed shots and a couple threes that went in and out that would have made a big difference. And that was their first game under coach. I think now they've had a little bit more experience. I was really impressed with their second half last night, how they played and they defended. And, they had Marion. It was a 13-point game, and they had the ball, and you could see the momentum was starting to swing a little bit. And I just felt they played a lot better, and they're starting to understand what Coach McBride wants to be done both offensively and defensively, and they played really hard.
As we talk about Holy Cross, in the first game, the Bethel bench was dominant, outscoring Holy Cross's bench 27-11. And Pilots in the Paint, a very, very respectable outscoring of Holy Cross 36-22. So two areas that I think you'll take that in every game that you play all year long.
Yeah, because we have to be able to get something in the paint and score in the paint, so that's going to be our challenge, And they're a team that wants to get the ball inside in the paint too. So, they really trying to pound the ball inside a lot and get it to their athletes, and we've got to really counter that by being able to get the ball inside as well, and get some key play out of Miz and getting good play out of Patrick, and then hopefully a couple of our freshmen can come in and help too.
And we talked about the freshmen, but we talk about this group as a whole. We've kind of singled out Landon Booker early on, but another guy who gives you quality minutes off the bench, and that's Brandon Gerber. He seems to be everywhere there's a loose ball, he's all around the place.
Well, that's something that we really feel is a key role for him. And we're still sorting through that. We'll be meeting next week and really talking about their specific roles. But I don't think you can define a role before the season starts. I think you have to see what things look like and how after 5 or 6 or 7 games, then you have a better feel of your team and what needs to be done for us to get the chemistry and the mixture of things that need to be done offensively and defensively to get where we need to go. We know that the league is so incredibly good that you have to be hitting on all cylinders every night or you're going to get beat.
Right now, Zach Miller's in one of those shooting zones that you'd like to just kind of bottle and keep him there forever because, tell you what a great equalizer. He's averaging over 4 3-point baskets made per ball game. That's an incredible stretch right now. And looking at my numbers here, he's shooting 40, make it 50% from 3-point range. I don't care where you're at, especially when you consider he had a slow start. Boy, I tell you what a great weapon he is.
Yeah, he did get off to a slow start, and I didn't even realize that until someone brought it to my attention. I think that he got off to a slow start in the first 3 games, but once he gets into that groove, I think there's been a lot of things. He had a concussion that he had set out a week, and that kind of limited what he could do, and so he lost his conditioning. And for a shooter, you got to have great timing and great legs, and I think that kind of slowed him up a little bit because he didn't have good rhythm and didn't have good legs. And now I can see those things are all put together, and that's a good sign when the ball's going through the basket.
All right, final question was to talk about your opponent once again from a team scenario with Holy Cross in regards to potential matchups that you're concerned with. Tell you what, the Brandon Evans is a big kid inside, averaging 12 points and 10 rebounds. He's an athletic kid. He's a guy that you got to keep an eye on.
Yeah, he does, but I always liked McIntyre, I believe, 20. He's done a great job on Webb. Those two guys now have played substantially more minutes here lately, and I think that they add another dynamic of their athleticism. So when you put those guys in the mix, and so now there's three great athletes, and 43, Parker Dominguez just does a great job of going to the offensive boards. He's left-handed. So a lot of times, they really throw their athleticism at us and their size, and that's something that we don't have. So we got to counter their athleticism with our guard play.
Mike Lightfoot joining us here. It's homecoming weekend here on the Mishawaka campus. We'll be back with our matchup between the Holy Cross Saints and the Bethel College Pilots as the Gates Automotive Group Classic continues right after this on Regional Radio Sports. We're glad that you can join us back here at the Gates College basketball here today from the Gates College basketball. We'll figure that out before it's all said and done. Hey, I'm Paul Condry. Thanks for being a part of the broadcast here. Pat Doherty, Brad Brink up there in the catbird seat. Coach Gardner here at the table. We're privileged to be. It's alumni weekend here, folks, at Bethel College, and we're privileged to have Bethel College's first NAIA All-American track star in Richard Warren. He's now a member of the Ohio State University track and field staff. Coach, first of all, thanks for taking time to be here.
Thank you for having me.
And Tony Natale is a really special guy, and he was able to get you to come to Bethel College to be a part of a very, very special group of guys and gals, and it's amazing what he's done with the track program here. As you reflect back on winning the national championship here, NAIA All-American, the whole dynamics that you're able to be successful here at, share the thoughts of what a great job Tony's done continuing with the track program. And as I recall, there's no track here.
To put into perspective what Coach Natale means to me, from a coaching standpoint, basketball and track, his X's and O's, he's top notch. He's pretty much known anywhere for how good of a coach he is. But being a mentor, he leads by example. Not only coaching, but he's a great husband, a great father, and he's just really molded so many young men and women while I was here at Bethel and continuing to do so. So Coach definitely has a special place in my heart.
When you look at the allure of coming to a college to play competitive athletics, and you're at Ohio State now, and you want to talk about facilities, there's probably nothing in the United States finer than what they have at OSU. Let's be very, very frank. Yet, at Bethel, Tony continues with all of his assistant coaches who he gives complete autonomy and control over their subspecialties, whatever it is. He continues to bring great athletes, and it's all built around the team aspect. It's a unique situation at any level.
It really is. I think one of the things that drew me to Coach Natale is, going on different recruiting trips. The first time I met Coach, he was very honest with me. At the time, I wasn't sure academically if I was going to be able to get into Bethel. I was waiting on test scores, and he reassured me. He was like, you're going to get what you need. He was just so positive. And other schools were like, well, we'll wait and see when your test scores come in. And Coach Natale said with 100% confidence, he's like, I believe in you. He's like, I want you here. And I shook his hand. I said, I'm coming to Bethel. And from that point on, the ball just kept rolling.
Two-time conference champion, two-time NAIA All-American, two-time NCCAA All-American. You look back on the accolades, you look back on all the things that you've been able to accomplish as a student athlete at the collegiate level, as well as your time here, albeit very, very short. What's been the thing that drives you back here on Alumni Weekend?
The relationships with the coaching staff, Coach Natale, Coach Katie Anderson, Coach Hendricks, who's no longer part of the staff. All three have had such an immediate impact on my life, and along with the track team, past, present, and future.
All right, so give us an idea on what you're doing now. Ohio State's a pretty good place to coach, regardless of where you're at in the country. The campus is it's a city in its own self. Correct?
Correct, it is. just getting ready for the indoor season. We've had a really good fall across the board. We're pretty young, very talented freshman and sophomore class. Big Ten is very competitive. We had 7 teams in the top 25 last year, so we're really looking to build on last year's outdoor Big Ten meet. Had a lot of good things happen, so hopefully we'll be in the mix for a Big Ten title this season.
And any type of opportunities that along the recruiting trail that the guys or gals may not go to The Ohio State University, you can call Coach Natalia on the phone and say, hey, you need to see so-and-so. You guys do that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. A young man I coached in high school looked at coming to Bethel, and anytime I see an athlete that may not be the greatest fit for Ohio State, I call Coach Natalia, and he's on top of it. So,
well, congratulations on your past success. We wish you best of luck at The Ohio State University in your career.
Thank you for having me.
Once again, we're live tonight here at Bethel College. The Gates Automotive Classic coming your way here. Holy Cross on the floor to my immediate right. Pilots to my left. The Pilots in search of their 10th consecutive game in the series. We'll be right back after this brief timeout. Thanks for joining us here on Regional Radio Sports.
Do you know that the Gates Automotive is the #1 selling of pre-owned vehicles in Michiana? Gates sells more, which means Gates can give you more for your trade-in. Stop by any of our Gates Automotive locations at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy Road, Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion in South Bend, Gates Ireland Road, and Gates of Granger. The Gates Automotive Group has been serving Michiana for over 85 years.
Glad that you can join us here on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul Condry along with Mark Gardner. We've talked about a lot of the dynamics at play here. Coach, it's difficult to play any team twice, especially early on in the season. Let's just talk about what teams are going to expect to be able to make adjustments from point A to point B in really less than 10 days.
Yeah, I think the Pilots had the advantage in the first meeting with the experience, the depth. So I know talking to Coach Natalia, there were some things that Bethel held back during the first meeting. They didn't double the post as much as they'd like, and fully expecting Holy Cross to pound the ball into Evans this time. I look for Bethel to come double the low post, and I look for a little more pressure and a full court press as well. So from Holy Cross standpoint, Coach McBride talked that first game about just wanting to get good effort and just kind of use it as a measuring stick. Looking forward to this match to see how much they could adjust in 10 days and how much they could grow. So be interesting to see. Obviously, Bethel's playing well rested, even though they've had a lot of games this week. And so I look for similar type of an outcome as far as I think the Pilots just going to have too much depth and too much experience for Holy Cross to be able to keep this one close.
Some games earlier this weekend, Indiana Wesleyan upended Cornerstone 83-74. Calumet College of St. Joseph took care of Goshen 71-66. St. Francis nipped Concordia University 72-71. Taylor was taken down by Lindsey Wilson 62-58. Huntington all over Great Lakes Christian 85-51. And Aquinas upends Spring Arbor 67-62. Mount Vernon and Nazarene upends the University of Akron at Wayne 81-62. And a game that we had here last night at the Gates Gymnasium, Marion upended Holy Cross 71-44. We're going to take a quick timeout, come back, and we're going to break this thing down. We're going to get into the team numbers. You're listening to our continuing coverage of college basketball. We'll do that right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
Best. His best made in Major League Baseball's most valuable player. Strike 2. He played in 6 World Series and was elected to the Hall of Fame. Although an honest man, he was best at stealing home. But the best quality of Jackie Robinson's life was his character. So here's to you, Mr. Robinson. Thanks for passing it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
There's always a moment of truth where it's either put up or shut up. We were yelling our hearts out. Even in our weakness, even in our pain, we continued to push. I don't know where the pain went to, but all I know is that I had what it took. I am a United States Marine.
PFC Darrell Willis serves his country as a Marine. Will you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply. Hi!
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul Condry along with the coach, Mark Gardner. Pat Doherty in the catbird seat taking care of the business up there along with Brad Brink. Tiny Condry's doing stats and all the details. Thanks again to you for joining us here. Holy Cross on the campaign, lost the opener to Bethel 80-56, then they came back with a win, beat Great Lakes Christian 71-51, and then lost to Marion last night 71-44. And of course, under head coach Mike McBride in his first season, hoping to at least continue what Bob Schimmerhorn started a year ago, where they went 14-18. They come into today's ballgame shooting 39% from the field, 58% from the line, 24% from downtown. They're averaging 57 points a game, giving up 67. They're out-rebounding their opponents 42-35. They're averaging 12 assists, 4 steals, 2 block shots, and 18 points per ball game. So give it an idea. The Pilots obviously at 5-0 on the season. 3 wins on the road, 2 here at home. Pilots in search of their 182nd win here inside the Gates Gymnasium here in the Gates Automotive Classic. And of course, taking a look at their numbers. Pilots are shooting an eye-popping 55% from the field and 46% from downtown. And they've improved their free throw shooting percentage to 71% on the season. They're averaging 18.5 assists per ball game, 10 steals, 3 blocks, and 15.5 turnovers per ball game. Pilots also have improved their rebounding, as they have a 7 rebound advantage over their opponents so far this year, and the scoring totals, Coach Gardner, at 91 points a game and giving up only 67. Now, once again, you got a couple blowouts in there that certainly are going to kind of tilt the scales, if you will, and those are the kind of things going to happen. But the reality of it is, shooting percentages, I don't care who you're playing, shooting percentage is still shooting percentage. Bottom line. No, that's cliche-ish, but it is.
Absolutely. And you look at Michael Miz in there. Miz 82% from the field. You look at Caleb Ochin, 18 for 24 from the field in his first 5 games of college basketball. Just 52% for Schaus, 48% for Booker and Miller. And you're right, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You still got to put the ball in the basket, and they do a good job of doing that.
Zach Miller averaging 4 made three-point baskets per game.
After getting off to a slow start. It took him, I think it was game 3 before he really started feeling good.
I mean, we're talking stratosphere, folks.
Yeah, well, when you go 9 for 12 in one game, that kind of boosts those stats up a little bit. At the same time, though, that's what we expect from Zach. Zach's the type of shooter that when he releases the ball, you assume it's going to go in.
Well, I know you told me that Caleb Ochin is going to be a pretty special player. You said that right from the get-go after watching him play as a high schooler. But I don't think even you would have thought 8 of 12 shooting, 23 points the other night. I don't care if you're out playing, horse. You're going to shoot the way he shot the other night, especially with somebody with a hand in your face.
Yeah, and the thing about Caleb, he has no fear. He didn't play a real strong regular season schedule in high school, but what he did do is get out and play summer leagues against the top competition he could find in the Indianapolis area, and he competed. And so you're seeing that here. There's no fear. Yeah, he's a freshman, but when you talk to him, he's just doing what he's been, what he's done for the last 4 or 5 years. He's just playing basketball as best he can.
I don't think there's any question if you look at the Pilots guard situation that is the strength of their basketball team. But if the team is going to have any postseason success, they're going to have some help inside the paint. And the guys in the paint, we're talking about Pat Edding and Ryan Wasink and Michael Miz and Brandon Gerber, Keith Cochran, those hogs up front, and Ryan Benner when he's playing in the post area. Those guys have got to play bigger than their frame each and every night out, or it's going to be a long year. And what that does is you put that much more pressure on the guards.
Yeah, the nice thing is, Schaus can go down and play down low, so he can put Mislin up at the point of the press. Benner's a big guard that can go play down low. So it creates some mismatches for the other team on the offensive end for the Pilots, but defensively they just have to work hard. Wasink, Benner, Schaus, undersized but hard workers. I think Jared Mott coming off the bench is going to be a big key this year as well.
Holy Cross, one of the guys that's probably the most difficult to play against, and that certainly has to be Brandon Evans, big athletic kid, averaging 12 points, 10 rebounds. And the other guy who creates all kinds of problems because he's the southpaw, and that's Parker Dominguez. In the first game between these two clubs, 26 minutes, he had 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, and right now averaging 9 points and 8 rebounds. He is a strong lad. He's a guy that is going to try to slash through the lane and just going to try to muscle up. And to be quite frank with you, Pius don't have anybody physically that can match up with him. That could be an issue.
Yeah, I don't think Holy Cross did a good job of utilizing those two guys in the first game, and they're complete opposites. Dominguez, big, solid, plays low to the ground, will force his way through things. Evans, long, athletic, going to go around people, going to go over people. And so completely different styles, but both very effective. So I look for Coach McBride to really emphasize getting the ball inside. The key is, can they keep it close?
I talked to Mike moments ago, and I know it was an emotional night for the most part for him last night because played against his alma mater, Marion, here. And the one thing that he really encouraged his guys to play, even though they're down 20 points late in the ball game, he wanted to make every possession as if the game was on the line, that the energy was there. And significantly, Daryl McIntyre and Clayton Webb, some kids whose minutes have dramatically increased, as he's really still trying to, let's face it, Coach, he's just still getting to know his kids.
Absolutely, and they're just getting to know him and find out, sometimes, especially early in your coaching career, you want to emphasize, I'm going to take effort over points. And so you get some guys like Webb and McIntyre, they're going to come out and play hard for you. And maybe you sacrifice some of the shooting and some of the other stuff you have, but I think it's going to be fun to watch this program grow, and they can start after today.
Gates Automotive Classic here this afternoon from Bethel College. Coach Gardner, I'll return right after this brief timeout. Saints Pilots this afternoon here in the matinee. Come back and join us right here on Regional Radio Sports.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply. Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Brooke Ellison is a surprising person.
When I was 11 years old, I was hit by a car and no one expected me to live.
She surprised people by living.
I've been paralyzed from the neck down and on a ventilator since that time.
And she surprised them by going to college.
Tomorrow, I will graduate from Harvard.
Brooke Ellison, determination. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at Values.com.
You get to the top, get hooked in, and then you look over the edge. I was like, no way am I jumping off this tower. I'm staying right here. I'm like, am I ever going to be good enough to be a Marine? When it was all said and done, watching the color guard raise the American flag, I thought, I am a United States Marine.
PFC Keith Palka knows you don't join the Marines, you become one. Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul Condry along with the coach, Mark Gardner, Pat Doherty, and Brad Brink taking care of the camera duties up there in the Crow's Nest. Tiny Condor with stats and all the details here today. And it's an exciting time around the country with college football reaching its zenith right now. High school football, a lot of local success here for some of our high school teams. Congratulations go out to some of the local teams, including the Penn Kingsmen for advancing with a big win last night against Lake Central. They're in the Final Four. They're on the road at Carmel next week. Mishawaka, local team, is going to be on the road at Concord. A game you can hear right here on one of our affiliated stations, WAOR. New Prairie, East Chicago, another local team. Jimtown is going to be on the road at Andram. Bremen also a winner in their game. We're going to go on down to Brian Miller for our opening announcement here on Alumni Weekend.
He's multi-talented. You should see him in action. He spins plates.
Your attention please. Bethel College welcomes all players, officials, and spectators to today's contest. As a member of the NAIA and the Crossroads League, we are committed to the true spirit of competition as champions of character, embracing 5 core values, which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. We ask each of you as a participant, as an official, or as a spectator to abide by these values by creating a positive environment in which our athletes may participate, our officials may work, and you, the spectator, may enjoy. Fans, please enjoy today's contest. Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask you to please rise and kindly remove your caps as Bethel College cheerleader and junior Hannah Schultz leads us in this afternoon's opening prayer.
Dear Lord Jesus, I just pray that you will help both of the teams to have good sportsmanship and allow us to do to the best of our ability and keep us all safe as we play this game. Amen.
Thank you. Fans, please remain standing as we honor America and those who serve and protect our great country with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Today's national anthem will be performed by Bethel College junior Tessa Pauls.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Gates Gymnasium here on the campus of Bethel College. This is the Y Camp Center. Thank you for attending today's third and final day of the 2013 Gates Automotive Men's Basketball Classic, sponsored by the Gates Automotive Group. Today's matchup features the Saints of Holy Cross College and your Bethel College Pilots. Let's meet the starting lineups, brought to you by Martin's Supermarkets. You can count on Martin's for service and savings. First for the visitors from Holy Cross. At one guard, a 5'11" senior from Lakewood, California, wearing number 3, Dane Okuda. At another guard, a 6'2" junior from Culver, Indiana, wearing number 4, Zoe Bauer. At guard, a 5'9" junior from Dayton, Ohio, number 12, Drew Moore. At forward for the Saints, a 6'7" senior from Grand Rapids, Michigan, number 30, Brandon Evans. And at forward, A 6'4" senior from Santa Clarita, California, number 43, Parker Dominguez. Head coach of the Saints is Mike McBride. And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, BC fans of all ages and Y-Camp Wackos, let me hear you. It's time to make some noise. Now here is the starting lineup for your Bethel College Pilots. Starting at one guard, a 5'10" senior from South Bend, Indiana, number 15, Landon Booker. And another guard for BC, he's a 6'4" junior from Greens Fork, Indiana, number 20, Matt Schaus. And another pilot guard position, 6'1" junior from Connersville, Indiana, number 22, Zach Miller. Also at guard for here, pilot 6'4" senior from Mishawaka, Indiana, number 34, Ryan Benner. And the man in the middle for your pilot 6'6" senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, number 41, Patrick Edding. Pilot coaches are Tony Natale, Ryan Lightfoot, and head coach of Bethel College in his 27th season. A 1978 pilot graduate is Mike Lightfoot. Fans, today's men in stripes, today's officials are Mr. Kenneth Washam, Mr. Mike Grunman, and Mr. Nate Boudreau.
Glad that you can join us here today on Regional Radio Sports. I'm Paul County along with Pat Doherty, and he's going to tell us all about our friends at the Gates Automotive Group.
Check out the Gates Automotive Group location. Check out the Gates Automotive Group location on State Road 23 in Granger. Gates of Granger is a full-service shop for all brands and models. With their state-of-the-art base paint and body shop, you can't go wrong when it's time for all your detailing work. The Gates of Granger. You can also see and buy top 10 models of pre-owned cars, pickups, SUVs, and vans. The Gates Automotive Group celebrating 85 years of integrity.
Here's Landon Booker on the opening tip with a score. Same play they started the Great Lakes game with an easy tap out, coach.
That's easy offense. Easy offense, and there's your increased shooting percentage right there.
No question about it. Holy Cross in a half-court set, decked out in the maroon jerseys in the gray trim with the gray numbers trimmed in white. They're moving from right to left on your screen. Parker Dominguez with a jump shot from the left side. No good. Matt Schaus with the rebound. Matt, Pilots decked out with the white shorts, the white jerseys. Here is Landon Booker tapping it inside to Edding. Pat was unaware. And here's Dana Kuda bringing it up the center of the floor. Dane, jump pass to the right side to Bauer. Bauer for three. Good. Zoe Bauer gives Holy Cross the lead 3-2, and that ends a 1-for-11 slump for Zoe Bauer.
Yeah, he really struggled in that first matchup between these two teams.
Zach Miller at the top of the ring. Loads up the 19-footer straight on, no good. Zoe Bauer the rebound for Holy Cross. Dana Kuda pushes it up the left sideline now here into the forecourt. Swings it right side now to Drew Moore. He'll load up the jumper and knock it down from three-point range. 6-2. Holy Cross.
Saw this against Andrews University. Pilots giving up early three-pointers. Here, Coach McBride on the rebound telling his team, go, go, go. Holy Cross wants to really push the tempo early.
Saints a 4-point lead here to get the party started here at the Y-Camp Athletic Center inside the Gates Gymnasium. Matt Schaus will walk it up over the timeline now into the forecourt right here at my vantage point. Left side now to Zach Miller on the wing. Zach goes now to the left elbow to Booker. Landon drives, had it tapped away, and it's stolen by Akuda and the Saints. Dana Kuda drives from the left side, shot no good. Matt Schaus hustles down for his third rebound already here in the first 2 minutes. Matt from left to right drives inside the lane, and he scores! Sensational coast-to-coast deuce that time by the junior.
Great drive there by Schaus. Like you said, hitting the defense rebounds and creating offense.
Drew Moore goes to Bauer on the far wing. Zoe loads up the 18-footer, circles in and out of the cylinder, no good. Pilots in transition. Here's Schaus on the near wing. Comes back out to the top to Miller. Miller jump pass to Matt. Schaus for three, off the iron, no good. Miller tipped it around, and it's finally into the hands of Matt Schaus, and he's knocked to the floor.
Great hustle by the Pilots on the hitting the offensive glass.
And Brandon Evans picks up a personal foul. And the Pilots on the inbounds. Here is Ryan Benner with the lean in. It circles in and out of the cylinder. No good. And on the deflect, it goes out to Drew Moore. Now to Akuda. Dane Over the timeline now at the point. Swings it right side now to Moore. Moore on the left-hand dribble. Stops. Comes back out the top to Zoe Bauer. Wrap around to Dominguez. And the help side defense is there as Dominguez was going to use that left hand.
Yeah, that's a tough call there on Pat Edding. He was there. Dominguez turned right into him going left. And we talked about that in the pregame. Bethel didn't double the post the first time out. And tonight saw Edding coming right there. And Dominguez had no idea.
Here is Dominguez in the far corner now to Okuda. Dane on the right wing now. Looking. Wrap around to the low post now to the big fella, Brandon Evans. Evans coming inside. He had it blocked away from behind, I believe. Ryan Benner got a hand on it. Yep. Here's Okuda, 18-footer from the left. No good. Tipped up by Dominguez. Finally, Edding rips it around. And then a foul called on Dominguez.
Good job by Pat getting in there and battling against the strong Dominguez. Again, we saw that the first time out too. Dominguez is going to work hard. Until he fouls out of the game, he's going to give you everything he has.
From left to right come the Bethel Pilots, a 6-4 to trailer here. 17-16 to go in this first half. Here's Zach Miller on the near wing. Hedges off a string, comes back to Travis Smith, who just checked in. Here's Matt Schaus looking for seven. Now comes to the free throw line. Now to Benner, back to Miller. Miller loads up the jump shot from three, and it's nothing but the bottom of the net. Miller keeps it up. That's another three-point bomb for him, and that will make it number 20 on the season.
Such a quick release on that catch and shoot.
With the basketball, Bauer on the right wing, and the ball kicked away by Ryan Benner. Showing a little Corey Crawford, a kick save and a beauty.
Be interesting to see how the Pilots handle that high screen roll. They switched that time, which had Miller matched up on Dominguez, and that's advantage Saints if that happens.
Okuda inbound the basketball to the right of the lane. Now goes to Moore on the right wing. Guarded out there by Zach Miller. Wrap around to the low post and stolen away by Pat Edding. The former tight end turned defensive back that time. Here's Benner with the drive, spins to the goal, up and under, rims, no. Benner got it back. He fouls it back up. Shot on the way, good this time. Great hustle play by Ryan Benner.
Nice having big guards like Benner and Schaus that can get inside and do damage inside, work hard on the offensive and defensive glass.
9-6 in favor of the Pilots. Michael Mislin to come at the next whistle. Here's the ball at the top of the ring now. Nice swing it left side to Bauer. Back here to Dane Okuda, back to Bauer. Zoe on the fake, and a foul called on Matt Schaus.
That new hand check rule. You can't get your hands on the shooters or on the ball handlers out there.
So Dane Okuda will inbound the basketball underneath his own goal to the left of the lane. We want to thank our friends at the Gates Automotive Group who are bringing you today's game, Pat Doherty.
The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen in action each day by the Gates family with their involvement in the local community.
Here is Zoe Bauer missing the shot, and the left baseline, Pilots in transition. Here's Benner handing it off to Miller. Miller loads up the jump shot from three, and buries the three.
Notice he was short on that first three-point. Last two, he's had good art getting the ball in there.
He is in another world right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Travis Smith with ball pressure there. More forcing the turnovers, more dribbled it off his foot.
15:43 to go. Pilots a 12-5 leader, and at one point in time, Holy Cross had a 6-2 advantage over the Pilots. We'll be right back after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
They came from every corner of the country, from small towns and big cities. But they all shared one thing in common. They belonged to a family called Marines, a tough and determined few dedicated to protecting everything we hold sacred. And still, they come. Celebrate the history of those proud few who have earned the title Marine.
Glad that you can join us here today. Paul Condry along with the coach, Mark Gardner. Pat Doherty taking care of the business upstairs along with Brad Brink and Tanya Condry here at the scores table. Coach, impressions through the 15:43 mark.
Well, you saw Holy Cross come out with a lot of energy and intensity this first two possessions. They're still playing hard, but what happens is the further you fall behind, the more you start pressing the issues. And that's what you saw in that last possession. Moore dribbled it off his foot. Possession before, we had a turnover. And it's going to be a situation where Holy Cross cannot afford to turn the ball over.
So Matt Schaus to move from left to right on your screen. It goes to the right side now here to Miller. Miller, one-on-one with Bauer. Loads up the three-point bomb and knocks it down. 15-6. My thoughts, Coach, are please save some of those for the Crossroads League, okay?
He's got plenty of them. There's a call there.
And a foul call on Travis Smith on the double down as Dane Okuda got slapped Yeah, on the wrist.
It's a good hustle by Travis. Yeah, Zach's got plenty of threes, and it's just one of those things that you got to keep going to him. Feed him while he's hot.
That's right. Here's Dana Kuda on the near wing. Top of the ring. He stops, puts on the brakes, reverses it to Bauer on the left wing. Now they'll go into the low post now to Evans. He's double teamed there. Looks. Jump shot from 14 off the iron. No good. Ryan Benner the rebound for Bethel. Up the left side now, Matt Schaus. Bounce pass to Miller on the right wing. He stops, thinks, goes into the low post now to Mislin. Mislin, left-handed hook is no good. Rebound, Dana Kuda out of nowhere with a rebound.
Kuda and Smith battle on the 2 point guards.
With the basketball now on the far side now, it's Moore coming over here to Kuda. Now into Dominguez in the corner. Dominguez double team here on the left block. Now he'll come back to Zoe Bauer. Bauer loads up the triple off the iron, no good. Rebound, Matt Schaus. Matt's got to have at least 5 rebounds already. Here's Miller, top of the circle, thinks about the tray. Goes left side now to Matt Schaus. Matt comes back out here to Zach Miller. Miller loads up the 3, off the iron, no good. Rebound, Mislin tipped it to Smith. Inside the Benner, and he's hammered going down the lane.
2 fouls on Evans. That's a big foul right there. Great look by Travis Smith to find Benner. Dive into the basket off the offensive rebound.
So Ryan Benner to go to the charity stripe here at the 14-23 mark.
See Holy Cross really struggling with that double team down there in the low post in the offensive end.
As Benner scores again. The Pilots in the midst of a
14-0 run.
14-0 run. Thank you very much, Coach. I was just doing the advanced math for an old guy. It's tough. Shouts out of the ball game now, and Brandon Gerber in. As Benner's able to knock down a pair. 17-6, 14-23. The last Holy Cross point was at the 1850 mark. Here's Bauer in between the circles. Started out here by Ryan Benner. Bauer looking, goes left corner now here to Clayton Webb. Back out to Daryl McIntyre. D-Mac they call him. D-Mac on the drive, stops free throw line, left elbow. Waiting for a cutter, goes right side now to Akuda. 13 on the shot clock. Dane with the crossover. Goes left side now to Moore. He loads up the triple, off the iron, no good. Brandon Gerber the rebound. Pilots from left to right. Here's Zach Miller on the far wing. Now to Benner at the top. Ryan goes left side now to Miller. Miller goes inside to the low post to Mislin. Mislin travels, no call. Rebound. Mislin got it back and he laid it up and in. And a timeout, Holy Cross. As Mislin scores to make it a 19-6 lead. I thought that should have been a walk that time, Coach.
Thought he shuffled his feet, but he's like Benner, stayed with it, got the offensive putback. I want to thank Dr. Mitros. One-on-one attention, world-class treatment. That's what you'll find at Mitros Orthopedics. Dr. Mitros is a respected sports medicine specialist and leader in hip and knee replacements. Learn more at mitrosortho.com.
Coach, obviously, Mike McBride, the group that he's working with right now are not the kids that he recruited. And it's going to take time for him to get the kind of kids he wants to. Not to say that these are bad kids. That's not what I'm saying. But some of the things that he likes to work on and some of his comfortable zones, these are going to take time. What's your thought process when you look at how long is it going to take for these kids to buy into his system?
I almost had to ask you to speak up so I could hear you over Coach McBride, as he's really letting them have it over there, which we tend to do as coaches. Couple years. It's going to take a couple years to establish, and I think what he's getting on him right now, he doesn't care about the score. No coach wants to watch his team give up offensive putbacks repeatedly. Yeah, you're not going to win every game, but you can play hard every night out, and that's what he's questioning right now, is how hard these guys want to compete. It's a tough matchup. Nobody expected them to win, probably, other than themselves, but you can compete every night out. You can push your opponent, and that's what Coach McBride's really talking about. It's the effort, not even the execution. It's the effort that he's really trying to stress early in his coaching career.
19-6. The Pilots, 13:41 to go. Pilots are going to go full court. They're going to bring in the dogs unit, if you will, which would be Jody Martinez's equivalent of we're going to let her rip now. Here's Clayton Webb, right side now to Zoe Bauer. Back up to the top to D-Mac. Daryl McIntyre with the drive in the lane, running one-hander, banks it up and in. 19-8, D-Mac with the nice move down the lane.
It's a good curl and attack there by McIntyre.
Here's Ochum with the basketball here on the right wing. Mike McBride up here to my immediate right, coaching up a storm, folks.
Absolutely, coaching fundamentals.
Here's a pass inside of the low post, and Michael Mislin missed a bunny. Oh my, that's one you gotta score there.
Yeah, Mislin had 5'9" Drew Moore guarding him.
Here's Zoe Barr with the running one-hander, no good. Tipped up and a foul whistled. I believe it's going to be on Clayton Webb.
I expect Coach McBride to get a technical foul at some point here, just to remind his players that he's going to keep competing. He wants them to. It just seems like it's kind of that type of a day for him already.
And I've got a chance to get to know him. I really like him a lot. I think he's the world of what he's trying to do.
And I say that knowing that he's in control of his emotions. But sometimes as a coach, you just do that to let your team know, I'm going to keep competing. You guys need to also.
Here's Ochin with a three-point bomb off the rim. No good. Rebound into the hands of Gerber. Oh, and Gerber missed a bunny inside. And then we have a jump ball. Nice hustle by Gerber to go back up with it.
Yeah, got to hit that first one, though.
Once again, the Pilots missing a couple. Mike McBride, who won a sectional title when he was the head basketball coach at Tipton High School. Of course, played for Tony Natale at Marion College at the time. Bauer inbounds the basketball. Now to Moore up the right sideline, streaks. Still on the dribbles, double team along the sideline. And a timeout called by Drew Moore. You got to stay away from those sidelines. Our coverage today, Pat Doherty, presented in part by the Gates Automotive Group. This is the 15th annual Gates Automotive Classic. Pat, tell us all about it.
The Gates Automotive Group has been serving Michiana for over 85 years. The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen each day at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy World Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion South Bend, Gates Ireland Road, and Gates of Granger. For 85 years, Gates dealerships have been providing great opportunity of growth for all of its employees. If you're interested in becoming one of the team members of Gates, stop by the family-owned and operated business. For more information on Gates Automotive Group, check out the website, www.gatesautomotive.com.
Pat, your observations from the crow's nest up there, any thoughts you'd like to share with our broadcast team?
Well, Ryan Benner and Zach Miller reached the 1,000-point club early in the season, and how about the progression of Zach Miller in the last couple games? The only word I have for the way he's shooting three-pointers right now, Paul Condrey, is unconscious. It seems like he could do it in his sleep. On the other side, I think you guys hit the nail on the head with what Holy Cross needs to do. Slow it down a little bit, get back to playing their style of offense, and not try to run with this Bethel group that right now is a little bit more athletic than they are.
Dana Kuda for Holy Cross in the half-court sets, matched up against Landon Booker. Going to the right side, now to Moore, back to the top to Daryl McIntyre. D-Mac looks to the left, drives to the left, running one-hander, banks no good, rebound. Pat Edding of Bethel. Here's Landon Booker on the breakout. Landon driving here to the right side where he reverses it inside of the low post now to Brandon Gerber. Gerber goes inside of the low post to Edding, back out here to Matt Schaus, and Matt says, hold it, and we're going to reset the offense.
Yeah, high screen and roll here.
Matt Schaus here, top of the ring, goes right side now to Landon Booker. Booker looking, goes inside to Brandon Gerber, he fakes, cross courts it to Ochin. Ochin now inside to Edding. Pat lost the handle on it, but he got it back. He powers up, and Pat's going to earn a pair. Pat was stoked. Talked to him before the ball game about his Concordia football team beat Bishop Luers last night in the sectional title game. And they're excited there because they're going to be on the road at West Lafayette to take on Shane Fry's Red Devils next week in the regional championship.
You know, Paul, we're talking about just one of those days for Holy Cross. They drew up a play during the timeout, and Clayton Webb comes out of the timeout with a cut on his hand, so they have to sub in. They sub in Evans, and coach is yelling from the sideline, tell Brandon what he's doing. So just not able to buy a break early in this one.
Pat Edding is able to knock down a pair of free throws. It's now 21-8 in favor of the Pilots. Dana Kuda trying to go through a double team, and he's fouled.
And this is the full court trap Pilots did not use the first time these two teams met. It was more of a one-on-one run and jump, and now you've got Schaus up at the point, trap in the first pass. Saw Moore dribble into the corner into a trap. This time Akuda tried to split the triple team.
Zoe Bauer inbound the basketball, goes here to Moore. And then called a hand check on Caleb Ochin.
That's a tough call there because it looked like hands were off. It was his chest, which according to the rules, you can chest him. You can't put your hands on him this year, but...
To inbound the basketball, Zoe Bauer right in front of our vantage point. Now here's Dana Kuda. He streaks over the center court line. Now goes to McIntyre in the corner. D-Mac on the drive, spins on the double team, throws up a left-handed shot and scores! Daryl McIntyre with a pair of field goals has closed the gap to 11 at the 11:34 mark. Brandon Gerber left block now. Backing in on McIntyre. Shot on the way, rims no, tipped up and no good. I believe it was Ochin who tipped it up. Saints got numbers, 4 on 3 if they hurry. Moore, three-point bomb on the way, good! 21-13. The Saints with 5 unanswered.
That's 6 points now for Moore. McIntyre has really brought a lot of energy off the bench. Coach Italia was worried about that before the game. The McIntyre and Webb coming off the bench and attacking the basket. Great job by Akuda pushing the ball up the floor, and Moore spotting up for the easy 3.
And multiple substitutions. Bauer and Evans exit. Dominguez won't re-enter the lineup. Here's Ryan Benner, who just entered the lineup. Here's Pat Edding with the basketball. Shot had it tapped away by Dominguez and into the hands of Clayton Webb. Now to Moore. Moore, now over here to Zoe Bauer. Or check that, Dana Kuda, my apologies. Back over to D-Mac. Back here to the top, now to Webb. Now to Dane here on the near wing. Deep left corner, now to Moore. Moore goes back up to the top to McIntyre. McIntyre drives, cut off at the right elbow, goes into the corner, now to Moore. 3-point shot, in and out, no good. Matt Schaus got himself another rebound. Matt around the back dribble over the timeline. Now goes to Zach Miller. Miller had it stripped away from behind.
That's lazy defense there. Got beat off the dribble and tried to reach from behind. It's going to be 2 fouls now on McIntyre. That's not good for Holy Cross.
Schaus to inbound the basketball to my immediate right. And Zoe Bauer will come back in, and Daryl McIntyre will come out of the ballgame with his second infraction. And that'll be the 6th foul on the Saints. Schaus at the top of the ring on the crossover, drives down the lane. 1-on-1 against Dana Kuda, and he takes him to the goal and scores over him. 24-13. There's a big physical advantage there for Matt Schaus and company.
Yeah, 4 points for Matt today, and just a big, strong guard getting his way.
Here's Moore with the basketball. Coming in here to Zoe Bauer. Shovels it inside to Webb. He traveled, no call. But he scores nonetheless. Did that little shuffle of the feet thing, I thought, but nonetheless it doesn't make a difference, what I think. Here is Zach Miller with a 3-point shot on the way. Rebound, Karam's long. Into the hands of Holy Cross's Zoe Bauer. Now up to Moore. Moore.
Holy Cross doing a good job of making Miller put the ball on the floor, not catch and shoot.
Here's Bauer inside of the low post to Dominguez. Dominguez double team, comes back to Akuda on the right wing. Akuda 1-on-1 against Landon Booker. Comes out to Moore. He loads up the jump shot from 3 and knocks it down. Holy Cross has cut the lead now to 6 at 24-8 with 9:39 to go in the first half.
Much like Zach Miller, real good catch and shoot there by Drew Moore.
Pilots at one point in time had a 19-6 lead. And since the timeout, the Saints have outscored the Pilots 10-5. And Dominguez picks up his second infraction, so it's decision time for Mike McBride.
Yeah, you got
McIntyre with a pair.
McIntyre, Evans, Dominguez, all with 2 fouls. So, and the Pilots now shooting the rest of the half.
9:31. Mark it on your score sheet as Matt Schaus is able to convert. Bethel goes 1 in bonus.
5 for Schaus. Pilots 5 for 5 from the free throw line today.
Don't say that.
Broadcaster's curse.
I have confidence in my guys. Adam, 6'4", Adam Vizard checking in, so going a little deeper in the bench.
Vizard,
thank you.
You're all right with that, me.
Thank you.
Here's Matt Schaus, the free throw on the way. Good. 25-18.
6 points for Schaus, perfect 6 for 6 for the Pilots.
Drew Moore, right side now to Acuna, deep right corner now. Here's Webb with a drive down the lane. A shot on the way, no good, but Moore will go to the line. Nice job that time by Moore attacking the goal. Or Clayton Webb.
Clayton Webb driving baseline, and Coach Lightfoot not real happy with the defensive effort. That's too easy.
I like this Holy Cross team. No quit in this group. Clayton Webb, a product of Otero Junior College in Dallas, Texas. Last time he played 18 minutes in this game. 5 points and 4 rebounds the last time around.
You were looking at your stat sheet there, but this was Bill Cartwright shooting a free throw. Watch this form. I've not seen this form in a long time. Gets the ball high over his head. Came up short on the first one.
It knocks it down. You're right.
Check that out, man. Yeah, Holy Cross feeding off Coach McBride's energy during that timeout when he let him have it.
9:17 to go. Here's Matt Schaus, right wing. Right baseline here is Benner. Runs across the lane. It's tipped up, no good on the follow by Mislin. Ball's finally corralled by Moore of Holy Cross. Now to Kuda. Kuda splits the double team, comes now here in between the ring, goes to Moore. Moore loads up the triple, off the rim, no good. Rebound, deflected by Michael Mislin into the corner where it's corralled by Zach Miller. Now to Matt Schaus. Schaus with the drive down the lane, had it stripped away. Back the other way, Webb in transition. Goes up right side now here to Moore. He loads up the three again. This time it goes way out long to Landon Booker. Booker over the timeline now into the forecourt. Puts on the brakes, now dribbles down the right side of the lane. Comes back out here to Zach Miller. Miller, jump pass inside, late, and it's stolen away by the Saints. Nice shot by Webb.
Good hustle by Webb. That's a good look by Miller. Just didn't have enough on the pass, and Mislin needs to seal them off. It's 4 turnovers now on the Pilots.
Right side now Moore. Looking for some help. Goes into the corner to Bauer. Bauer, one-on-one with Shouts. Comes back to Webb at the top of the ring. Back to Zoe Bauer. He loads up the three-point bomb off the rim. No good. And Zach Miller hauls down the carry. Up front quickly now to Booker. Landon on the right wing. Looking for some help. Wrap around to the low post now to Mislin. Back to Booker. Booker looking for some help. Comes to Miller at the top of the ring. Now over to Matt Schaus. Matt directing traffic.
Banner posting up Akuda. Pilots have to take advantage of that.
Mislin right side now to Miller. He loads up the three-point shot. He's in and out. And a foul is going to be whistled against Adam Bizard, the 6'4" sophomore from Portage Northern High School in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Zach Miller does such a good job of drawing contact on those shots because defenders have to come flying out. Going to be shooting three here.
And at the 7:50 mark, Coach, the last time the Pilots were able to score a field goal, if my numbers are right, we're at the 11:55 mark.
Yeah, it's been
everything else has been free throws.
Yep.
As Miller is able to convert.
11
so
points.
far.
Yeah, 11 points for Zach. 8 free throws in a row for the Pilots to start the game.
Mislin comes out of the ball game now. And back in, Ryan Wasink. Miller's third free throw is no good, so he's 2 of 3. Miller, who came into the ball game shooting 84% from the charity stripe. Pilots a 27-19 advantage. Moore left side now to Dane Akuda. Akuda one-on-one with Travis Smith. Akuda with a drive. Jump pass here to Webb. Webb up and underneath. Uses the rim as a defender. Couldn't score. Wasink the rebound. Smith over here to Schaus. Into the corner now to Miller. Miller is fouled on the perimeter now.
Yeah, Coach McBride not happy. But Travis Smith got away with a push on the other end of the floor, and then they get called for a hand check down in this end. And again, that's something that comes with, it shouldn't, but it comes with time and it comes with respect.
Free throw no good. I'm watching Coach McBride coach.
Yeah.
It's
I like what I see.
I do too. I love his intensity.
I love the intensity. I love the teaching.
More, top of the circle now to Zoe Bauer. Back to Akuda on the right wing. Akuda thinks about the jumper. Nope, goes to Webb. Not a Bauer. He loads up the three. Off the rim, no good rebound. Webb tips it out of bounds. It'll be BC basketball. 7 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the first 20 minutes. The Bethel Pilots a 27-19 leader over the crosstown rival.
Been a while since Bauer or Moore have hit a three. So getting some tired legs now. They're working hard on the defensive end. That's affecting them on the offensive end.
Here's Bethel's Ryan Benner at the left elbow now. Goes inside to Schaus. Matt Powers to the goal for 2. 29-19 as Matt Schaus scores, who's had a solid game. He's got 8 first half points.
It's a great give and go there by Schaus and Benner.
He had a double-double the last time out. Here's Akuda with a basketball. Comes out here to Zoe Bauer. Back to Akuda on the right wing. Deep right corner, now there's Webb. Webb backing in on Benner. Left-handed hook, left it woefully short. Rebound comes into the hands of Mishawaka product Ryan Benner. Ryan Benner with a drive down the lane. He shoots and scores. The away defense that time for the Saints. That's not something that's going to sit well with the Holy Cross coach.
It's 6 points now for Benner.
Nope. Here is Zoe Bauer, jump shot from the left corner. Now 31 to 21. 6 minutes to go. Here's Patrick. Here's the drive.
That's an offensive foul by Schaus and a little handoff. He was set a moving screen. 2 fouls now on Schaus.
And we should have immediate time. We should have immediate time.
Holy Cross, I think, because they called 2 timeouts early in the game, took away no immediate timeouts, I believe. Well, they called a full in the 30 though, so.
5:57 to go. I thought we should have immediate timeout here right as well.
Coach was asking for one as well.
Here's Drew Moore, left side now here to Coley Schulteis, who's just taken the former Mishawaka Marion star. Here is Zoe Bauer's shot, no good. Wasink tracks down the rebound for Bethel in the far corner. Now to Travis Smith. Travis over the timeline now, drives from the left side, and he's fouled, taking it strong to the rack.
It's just tough to defend right now. You see the experience. Pilots just getting the ball and going right to the basket. Holy Cross settling for 3-point shots.
Mike McBride talking things over with the coach. Our coverage of college basketball today presented in part by our friends at Bethel Brady's. Home of the Coach's Box every Thursday from 6 to 7 Eastern Time on 91.1 FM The Globe. Travis Smith converts the free throw to give Bethel a 32-21 lead.
Travis Smith, 12 for 15 from the foul line this year after shooting 47% from the line last year.
Well, we talked about that in the last broadcast about how you brought that up and how proud he was that the effort that he had in the offseason.
Yeah, he said, he went 3 for 4 Wednesday night against Andrews, and his percentage went down. He said, Coach, how often do I go 3 for 4 and my percentage goes down? So Travis and I enjoy laughing and joking about his free throws, but he's put in the time, and he's doing a much better job this year. Good touch on that miss even.
And 1 of 2 for Travis Smith, or as Pat Doherty likes to say, Pat Smith.
Nice one, guys.
Coley Schulteis with a basketball out here on the perimeter, hands it off now to Dane Akuda. Dane at the top, drives down the left side lane, goes over here to McIntyre on near wing, back to the right side of Schulteis. He loads up the three-point bomb, no good. Brandon Gerber the rebound for the Pilots. Now Travis Smith. Travis spins inside, goes into the corner to Ochin. The southpaw's three-point shot, no good. Tipped up by Wassink, but into the hands of McIntyre. McIntyre and the Saints from right to left on your screen. As Coach McBride's going to take a timeout.
When you get a second, let me know when Holy Cross hit their last three-pointer.
Last three-point shot was at the 9:39 mark, Coach, here in this first half, and we're now at the 5:01 mark. They had back-to-back threes. All right, check that. 2 of 3.
They made that run coming out of the timeout, right? Yep.
Right.
Okay, but yeah, it seems like they've been settled now. Again, we talked early in the game, they want to get the ball inside, but when Dominguez and Evans are sitting over on the bench, it's tough to force the ball inside.
Yeah, they had a 3, a 2, and a 3 from the 11 to the 9-minute mark, and that's the reason they got back in the ball game. And at the 5:01 mark, Coach McBride's timeout will give him an opportunity to give some people some rest. Carl Columbus, the Grace transfer, is talking to McIntyre, and Webb, he had a sensational year last year for the Grace Lancers, catapulting that team with an NAIA success, and he'll be a big addition next year.
3 timeouts now by Coach McBride, so only has 3 left the rest of the game.
Akuda goes right side now to Mack. D-Mack looking for some help. Goes back here to Akuda, wrap around to the low post to Webb. Back out here to Akuda, cross court to Schulteis. Schulteis jump shot on the way, no good. Rebound, tipped up and around. Who's got it? D-Mack with the rebound, left-handed shot, and he is fouled inside. No, they didn't call a foul on that?
Yeah, he's getting one. It was a late whistle, but he's calling it. Real good. Well, I've been real impressed with McIntyre's energy and effort coming off the bench.
Well, he did a game over there at Holy Cross last year, and he had a 25-point performance. And if he gets in that zone, man, he is tough.
Yeah, he just is playing hard and trying to create stuff, getting to the basket.
Averaged nearly 6 points a game, 3 rebounds here in the early going, 3 turnovers, 3 assists, and a steal thus far on the season. He's able to convert that one. And it's now a 10-point Bethel lead, 32-22. 4:42 to go here in this first half.
Gentlemen, one of the stats that I wanted to point out real quick, Bethel Pilots are out-rebounding Holy Cross 23-14 with 5 left to go in the first.
32-23 now in favor of the Pilots. Here is Wassink, backdoor to Smith. Travis up and under, reverse layup is spectacular. Using that English off the glass, Travis Smith.
3 points for Smith, and yeah, that's a set play the Pilots run, and Coach McBride prepared his team for it, and they just got beat on it.
McIntyre goes left side to Bauer. Bauer waiting for a cutter to go by. Goes back to Akuda at the top of the ring. Back to Coley Schulteis on the right wing. Schulteis wrap around to the low post area. Now to McIntyre. They got him off the block. Here's McIntyre on the right wing now. Goes now to the free throw line to Webb. He's backing in. He traveled, no call. Comes back out to Schulteis. Schulteis on the dribble. Kick out to Dane Akuda. Dane, jump shot from 19. Good. 34-25, Dane Akuda at the 3:52 mark. Zach Miller goes to Ochin at the top of the ring now. Ochin looking for some help. Right elbow now to Brandon Gerber. Hands it off to Ochin. Ochin with the drive. Left-handed runner is good. 36-25, the freshman Ochin off the drive.
That's the same play they ran last time. First look was the back door. Second look was the handoff.
Here is Dane Akuda wrap around to the low post. Bauer with a nice save inside the low post. And then he's fouled on the double down.
Yeah, last possession for Holy Cross. Real good patience, inside out, penetrate and kick. Nice pump fake by Okuda. And so you see glimpses of really good stuff from this team. They just need to put it together for a full 40 minutes.
And Ryan Benner will check into the contest now for Bethel. And also back into the ballgame now is Adam Bizard, as Schulteis will come out of the ballgame now. 5 points for Zoe Bauer on the first half. He comes into today's action, averaging 5.3 points per ball game. And now he's got 6, 36, 26, 3:28 to go.
If you're Coach McBride, you're pretty happy. You've got 4 starters on the bench with 2 fouls. It looked like you were going to get blown out of the gym early, and you got this thing down to single digits here with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half.
36-27, and Coach McBride doing the defensive stance over here. Right now, to quote one great American, he's happy, happy, happy. Here's Ryan Benner in the low block. Shot on the way, left it short, tipped up, and who's it off of?
Looks like Gerber might have tipped that one up there over the backboard.
Holy Cross basketball, they're a 36-27 trailer, 3:10 to go. As Dana Kuda walks it up over the timeline, guarded by Travis Smith here in the forecourt. Goes to Bauer on the near wing. Bauer on the drive baseline. Fadeaway shot on the way from 12. Good. 36-29. Saints within 7. 2:54 to go first half. Travis Smith out here on the perimeter now. Goes to the free throw line to Gerber. Gerber hands it off to Miller. Miller loads up the three-point shot. Good. 39-29. Zach Miller is third of the night.
And that's 14 points. That's the third option. Backdoor cut was the first option to Smith. Caleb Ochin on the handoff, the second option. Opposite guard for the three-point shots, the third option. Same play.
Here's McIntyre with a drive across the line. He was fouled. And Brandon Gerber getting an earful from head coach Mike Lightfoot in the far corner.
Yeah, I think the way the Pilots defense set up, you're playing low post, and when the ball comes in the post, you jump low and double on the high side. And I think they both doubled on the low side, which allowed McIntyre or Webb there to turn to the middle.
McIntyre's the free throw is on the way. Good. McIntyre came into today's action shooting 69%. 39-30. Pilots, 2:25 to go in this first half of play. D-Mac with one more. 7 first half points for Daryl McIntyre. The southpaw from Indianapolis Manual High School. Can't get the second one. He's 1 of 2 on that trip. And here's Travis Smith and the Pilots in the half-court set. Smith goes top of the circle, now to Miller. Coming across the screen, three-point shot, good.
Zoe Bauer was hugging him that entire possession and just couldn't get around that screen.
We talked about it in the pregame. Zach Miller's averaging 4 3-point shots made per game. And how about 5 already today?
17 points for Zach.
Over here on the right wing, Kuda goes back to Bauer. Bauer spins up, under, running one-hander, short. Zoe Bauer hustles after the rebound and grabs it. Bauer inside now to Bizarre. Now here to Webb, shot on the way, rimming good. 42-32 Pilots, 1:37 to go. Here's Smith down the lane, and he is hammered.
And they're so worried about finding Zach Miller on the run out that they're leaving the ball handler to go straight to the basket. They're defending a guy 20 feet from the basket who doesn't have the ball and giving up wide open layup looks there.
And at the line will be Travis Smith with 1:36 to go in the half. Our coverage of College Buckets today presented in part by our friends at the Gates Automotive Group. Pat Doherty.
The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen in action each day by the Gates family with their involvement in the local community. The Gates family has been actively involved in many of our local churches, colleges, and universities. The Gates Automotive Group is family-owned and operated and has been serving Michiana for over 85 years.
Travis knocks down a pair, 44-32. It's a new Travis Smith, the much improved free throw shooting Travis Smith.
14 for 19 for the year.
You know, you talk about a kid trying to transform himself into a player, and that's what it's all about. Here's Zoe Bauer on the right wing. Top of the circle to Dane Akuda. Dane on the drive down the left side of the lane, pull up 12-footer, rimming, good! 44-34, Saints hanging around at the 111 mark. Travis Smith comes back out to Ryan Benner. Benner spins inside the lane, got a mismatch, running one-hander, good. Got a foul, no, traveling foul.
Yeah, not sure that he shuffled his feet, but because it looked like he did, he kind of had a stutter step with his pivot foot, and so you understand where the official thought he traveled there.
Benner's been averaging 2 turnovers per ball game, but as many times as he touches the ball, you can see that.
Absolutely.
With the ball out here, Akuda at the top, goes right side now to Bauer. Bauer thinks about the tray, goes left side now to D-Mac. Daryl McIntyre left side now to Akuda. Comes out to Bauer at the top of the ring now. Bauer looking to go to Webb, now comes back out to McIntyre at the point. McIntyre goes left side now to Dane Akuda. Akuda on the drive inside, I jump pass to Bauer. Bauer loads up the triple, and he knocked it down. 44-37. Zoe Bauer with 31 seconds to go. Here's Travis Smith driving inside. He had it packed away, and McIntyre the rebound.
Yeah, out of control there by Travis. That's not a good look.
Saints a 44-37 trailer.
Holy Cross going to hold this for one shot. Going to go in. Hopefully down by 4 from Coach McBride's perspective.
Dane Akuda. Now to McIntyre with 5. McIntyre running one-hander from the left side of the lane. It's an air ball. And with 1.2 seconds to go, Bethel to go the length of the floor with a 44-37 advantage. Michael Mislin to throw the ball. Here's a pass here. Will be out of bounds. And Coach McBride hit the nail on that. Why did the clock go?
Yeah, nobody got a hand of that. Gerber's got to tip that just to at least get that clock rolling.
So Holy Cross to have the ball underneath their own goal. A big break here for the Saints.
Saints reverse.
Well, that's a huge mistake right there.
Yeah, that's a big turnover.
Especially if they score here. Akuda to the left of the lane. Throws it in off of Travis Smith back, and he nearly scored the field goal.
That's a great heads-up play by Akuda. Great heads-up play by Akuda. Travis Smith was turned around facing the basket looking for a lob. Akuda throws it right off his back, steps in, he's going to the line.
And now he'll go. I tell you what, and you talk about the inbounds pass that should have went. I mean, the Pilots asleep at the switch on 2 consecutive possessions, not only on the offensive inbound, but also on the defensive inbound. And the Saints with it will send Dane Akuda to the line. Dane Akuda did his prep work at Marina High School in Huntington Beach, California. Started 11 games a year ago, averaging 7 points, 2 rebounds. He's got 9 assists, 3 steals, 3 turnovers, 4 points, and make it 5. What a huge play.
Yeah, and what a strong finish to the first half by this Holy Cross team.
Pilots just moments ago had a 12-point lead at the 2:25 mark as Akuda knocks them both down, and it's a 5-point ball game at the intermission. That's where we're at. Not where the Pilots thought they would be after 20 minutes of play. But the same thing that can be said when the Pilots played Andrews as well. Yeah. A lot of positive things to talk about for both ball clubs, and we'll do that when we come back after the timeout. Pilots 44, Saints 39. We'll be back right after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Some people would call him a loser. He ran for state office. He was beaten. He started a business. He failed. He ran for Congress. He lost. He was nominated for vice president. He lost again. But he knew only those who never tried are the real losers. And Abraham Lincoln was no loser. Persistence. Pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hi again, it's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
This is boot camp. This is the real thing now. You've never done anything so hard in your life. You don't understand how you can finish. It takes inner strength and desire to become a Marine. When I finished, I was like, I did it. The moment I will never forget is when this drill instructor that I admire so much comes up to me and said, "Good morning, Marine."
PFC Summer Volkman became a Marine. Can you? Visit Marines.com or call 1-800-MARINES.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. Paul County, Pat Doherty here courtside. 44-39 here at the break. Holy Cross, a gutty effort coming down the stretch here. At one point in time, Pilots a 42-30 leader with about 2.5 minutes to go. And the next thing you know, we've got a 5-point lead here at the intermission, Pat.
Well, I think one of the things, Paul, is when you look at it, they're really embodying their coach and his intensity on the court. They're a no-give-up team. I don't believe they ever feel like they're out of a game, even if they're down 20 points. They continue to play hard. They continue to get back. They got good shooters, good post players as well. I heard Coach Gardner talk about it throughout the game. The foul trouble was an issue early, but I think the bench came up and really was the reason that they stayed in the game. They really contested a lot of shots for the Bethel Pilots, and there's not much you can say other than how phenomenal Zach Miller has been for the Pilots over the first 5 games and into tonight. He entered today, 19 made three-pointers, tied for the lead in NAIA Division II at 19, and with his 5 in the first half, you almost have to believe he's leading the nation now and made three-pointers here in the early part of the season.
Well, he's had a special start to the 2013-2014 season. Make no mistake about that. We're going to take a quick timeout. We're going to come back, and we have a very special guest joining us here at halftime. Megan Smalley will be joining us here at the break, so we encourage you to stick around for that. Pilots, a 44-39 leader at the break. We'll be right back after this short timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
The entire world watched. They watched each step down the rungs of that small ladder, one after another, and waited with great anticipation for that last step.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
At that moment, humanity saw the impossible become the possible, and today the sky is not the limit. Achievement. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Hi again.
Welcome back here on Regional Radio Sports. 44-39, the Bethel College Pilots, a 5-point lead at the half. One of the neat things we've had a chance to do during the course of the 2013-2014 season is get the chance to know some of the many people who make Bethel College as well as Holy Cross College a lot of success, and a lot of things are going on behind the scenes as well as who are in prominent positions. One of those prominent people here on campus is Megan Smalley. She is the softball coach here at Bethel College, done a tremendous job in just her short tenure here. Megan, first of all, kind of give us an idea on the off season for the Pilots, and give us an idea on how things are going and progressing with your gals.
Things are going really well. The girls are continuing to work hard. We did 5 weeks of fall ball, had some excellent games this year, and then we are just weightlifting and do agilities right now. Girls come in every single day and work hard. Gave them some time off this week to rest and recover, but doing well and looking forward to some games next year.
With a year under your belt, obviously you're in a position now to really kind of, you know your team. You got on the recruiting trail. All those things are in place. Are you happy with the progress of the way the gals have come together?
I'm very happy with how everything's going. I got very lucky. We only lost 2 seniors, and I've brought in 3 girls this year, and everybody's meshing really well, working really hard. You just got to give them some time to learn the way I want things done, and once they pick that up, things go really smooth, and I have a lot of hopes, a lot of high hopes for the season.
Expectations. Give us an idea on who you're expecting big things from this year.
I'm expecting big things from all of my seniors. All of my seniors are starters. They're going to do really well this year. We have some great leadership on this team, and I think they're going to really set some good examples for all the underclassmen this year.
When you talk about senior leadership, we're seeing it here on the floor for the men's team. We saw it last year for Jody Martinez's women's team, and what a difference seniors make. And when you get these, we had a chance to watch Zach Miller and Matt Schaus when they were freshmen and some of the struggles that they kind of went through. And as this group is continuing to mature and kind of get in the flow of things, as a coach, well, I tell you what, that makes your job a lot easier, doesn't it?
It does. And what's so great about my 5 seniors is that they all lead in different ways. Jess is vocal on the field. She's the one I hear the most out of everybody. Courtney, she's a quiet leader. She's kind of behind the scenes. They lead well in the dugout, more like one-on-one conversations. It's great because I know Coach Lightfoot and I, we can just walk away from things for a minute, and they have everything under control.
When you can have a player who emulates the coach or is the coach on the field, how important is that in the game of softball versus any other sport, you think?
It is important because they're the ones that are in it. We can only see so much from the dugout, but they are really in everything right there. They're the ones that can turn to their teammates, talk to them easily, whereas I'm left screaming over everybody, and I do yell well across the field, but it gets hard after a while.
All right, in addition to your responsibilities as the softball coach, a lot of people may not understand the other things that you do here during the day. It's not just softball 24/7. So what else do you do here on the Mishawaka campus?
I do all the compliance work as well. I'm the director of compliance, so it's my responsibility to get all these student athletes eligible and certified to play. I check credit hours, fill out paperwork and get signatures. So when I'm not doing softball, I'm busy with that.
So you really, in reality, if probably as any coach that's in the building, get to know every student athlete.
I do. Yes.
What a unique situation that is.
Yes, which is great because whenever they have questions, they always come to me. And I love when they come to my office because then I can put a face to their name. I know a lot of names, I just don't always know a lot of faces. So I love when they come to my office and we get to talk. And it really is a great way, especially my first year here last year. It really allowed me the opportunity to get to work with all of the coaches one-on-one as well.
When you look at the veteran coaches like Coach Lightfoot, Coach Martinez, Seth, I think is in his 12th or 13th year, Tony Natale, I think he invented the sports when he first started coming here. So give us an idea what you've come to know. Chris Hess has been here forever. As you've got a chance to meet these men and women, what are your things that you've been able to glean from your interaction with them?
Just staying calm. That's my biggest thing. Is I'm very high strung when it comes to game time. But when I come to these other sports and I watch the coaches and I watch how they interact with their players and even their assistant coaches, it's nice because I can pick up and learn things from them as well. That they're a little bit more calm and relaxed, and I really need to learn how to do that even now.
Well, big night on the other side of the Y Camp Athletics Center tonight. Kevin's gals are going to be playing for the conference championship. He's likewise in a similar role, just new to the program, trying to make his own mark. How important is it for the volleyball team to have an opportunity to win tonight and get a trip to the NAI?
Oh, it's a wonderful chance, and I really think they can pull it off tonight, especially being at home. They have that home court advantage. I really think I was going to bring a lot of fans in, but I think being in their own locker room, on their own court, and having a lot of the students here tonight is going to do really well for them.
Don't forget, Bethel baseball, Bethel softball in the spring, right here on Regional Radio Sports. Pat Doherty, who's sitting up there in the catbird seat, he'll be taking care of all the softball duties. I'll be hanging out with Seth Zartman on the baseball side, so make sure that you get out here to check out the softball and baseball teams here in the spring here on Regional Radio Sports. We're going to take a quick time out, come back, we'll go with our first half stats. Pat Doherty and Coach Gardner will take care of those. Once again, the Pilots, a 44-39 leader at the break. Megan Smalley, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back right after this on Regional Radio Sports.
It's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Back live to our broadcast location, Paul County along with Coach Mark Gardner, Pat Doherty, Megan Smalley. What a great gal, and she brings as much energy as the Energizer Bunny does to this campus, Coach.
Yeah, she does a great job of making sure our athletes are all certified, and so with a lot of incoming freshmen on the JV level, I deal with her a lot.
All right, let's take a look at our team numbers, Coach.
Team numbers, you got for Holy Cross 13 for 36 from the field for 36%, 5 for 15 from three-point line for 33%, 8 for 10 from the foul line for 80%. For the Pilots, 14 for 30 for 47% from the field, 5 for 10, 50% from behind the arc, and 11 for 14 for 79% from the free throw line. Rebounds, 4 offensive rebounds, 14 defensive rebounds, 18 total rebounds for Holy Cross. Pilots with 5 on the offensive end, 20 on the defensive end, 25 total rebounds for the Pilots. You got 12 fouls for Holy Cross, 11 for Bethel. 5 assists, 3 turnovers for Holy Cross. 5 assists, 8 turnovers for the Pilots. Both teams with the block. Holy Cross with 5 steals, Bethel with 1 steal. Big key, turnovers, 2 early turnovers for Holy Cross, finishing the half with 3. Individual statistics here. You've got Parker Dominguez 0 for 1 from the field, 2 fouls and a steal in 7 minutes. Dane Okuda 2 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from the foul line, 2 rebounds, 6 points, 4 assists, no turnovers and a steal in a solid 19.5 minutes. Zoe Bauer 4 for 12 from the field, 2 for 6 from three-point range, hit both of his free throws, 3 offensive rebounds for Bauer, 5 total rebounds, 12 points in 19.5 minutes. Drew Moore 3 for 7, all 3-point attempts, 2 rebounds, 2 fouls, 9 points, 2 turnovers. Brandon Evans, early foul trouble, 0 for 2 from the field, no rebounds, 2 fouls in only 7 minutes of play. Coley Schulteis, 0 for 2 from the field, both three-point attempts. Daryl McIntyre, high energy, 2 for 4 from the field, 3 for 4 from the foul line, 4 rebounds, 7 points from DMAC in 9.5 minutes. Clayton Webb, 2 for 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from the foul line, 2 rebounds, 5 points, 3 steals for Clayton Webb, a block and a turnover. Adam Bizard, 1 foul, 1 assist in just under 6 minutes. And George Stanko with no points, no rebounds, no assists. For the Pilots, you had Landon Booker 1 for 1 from the field, 1 rebound, 2 points, 2 turnovers, only 7.5 minutes for Book. Matt Schaus 3 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from the foul line, 5 rebounds, 8 points, 2 turnovers, 2 fouls. Zach Miller 5 for 8 from the field, 5 for 7 from three-point range, 2 for 4 from the foul line, 2 rebounds, 17 points, leading scorer, 1 turnover. Ryan Benner 2 for 6 from the field, 2 for 2 from the foul line, 4 rebounds, 6 points, 3 assists, a block and a turnover. Patrick Edding hit both of his free throws, 2 rebounds, 2 points, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Travis Smith 1 for 2 from the field, 3 for 4 from the foul line, had 1 offensive rebound, 5 points, 1 assist. Caleb Ochin 1 for 3 from the field, missed both of his three-point attempts. 2 fouls and 2 points for Caleb. Brandon Gerber 0 for 2 from the field, 4 rebounds including 1 offensive rebound. Michael Mislin 1 for 4 from the field, so a poor shooting night for Miz compared to his 82% coming into the game. Miz did come away with 1 offensive rebound, 2 points, 1 turnover in just over 7 minutes, and Ryan Wasink had 2 rebounds, a foul, and an assist in about 5.5 minutes.
Once again, don't forget, join us every Thursday on 91.1 FM The Globe here locally, or on globeradio.org for the Coach's Box, live from Beef O'Brady's, State Road 23 in Granger. Good food, good sports. That is Beef O'Brady's. We're going to take a final timeout, come back, and we're ready to put the ball in the air for the next 20. 44-39 Pilots at the break on Regional Radio Sports.
The men and women of the United States Marine Corps demonstrate their commitment to defend the American way of life. Since 1775, we have served our nation as a force in readiness. From combat operations to humanitarian assistance in every corner of the world. No matter where the mission takes us today, or wherever our country needs us tomorrow, we always remember the land we call home. As Marines, we take a stand for each other, for our nation, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back live to our broadcast location, Bethel College, on the floor in the white jerseys. White shorts, blue numbers trimmed in gray. The Holy Cross Saints decked out in the maroon jerseys. And the maroon shorts with the gray trim. The numbers are gray trimmed in white. Paul Condry along with Mark Gardner, Pat Doherty, Tiny Condry, and Brad Brink on the camera duties. Glad that you can join us here on Regional Video Sports.
Paul, looking at stats here, big stat. Holy Cross, 36 shot attempts. The Pilots only 30. It's not that often they get outshot.
Miller, Schaus, Benner, Booker, and Edding on the floor for the Pilots. Holy Cross on the defensive end. Here's the ball in the hands of Landon Booker. Now in the low post now to Pat Edding. Pat goes inside to Matt Schaus. Matt, and he stepped on the inline, I believe. On the floor for Holy Cross to start the second 20 will be Dana Kuda, Zoe Bauer, Drew Moore, Brandon Evans, and now check that. It'll be, nope, instead of Brandon Evans, it's Clayton Webb. Ball on the near side is Moore. Goes to Dominguez on the left wing. Now back to the left. Far left wing, it's Zoe Bauer. Bauer back out to the top now to Moore. Right side now to Dana Kuda. Akuda on the drive, jump pass to Moore. Moore looking for some help, comes out to the top now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Akuda goes inside now to Dominguez. Dominguez backs it out of harm's way. Cross court sitting out to Moore. Moore on the drive. Pull up 12-footer, no good. Rebound. Dominguez with the left hand. Missed it, no good. Clayton Webb grabs the offensive glass and scores over Pat Edding.
Great energy by Holy Cross there, attacking the glass.
44-41 ball game. Here's Miller with the basketball here at the top of the ring now. Goes right side now to Matt Schaus. Schaus, we got a big mismatch in there. Here's a pass, slob inside. Here's Pat Eddington to go, blocked away by Webb, but Pat got it back. Back out here to Benner. He loads up the triple, off the rim, no good. And the Pilots way too much standing around, Coach.
Yeah, you got to get the ball into Edding early, not give Webb a chance to come over and block that shot. You had Okuda matched up on Edding. Got to recognize that earlier.
Here's Dana Kuda going left side now to Zoe Bauer. Bauer comes out to the top now to Moore. Right side now to Dana Kuda. Goes back to Bauer at the top. Now to Moore on the far side wing. Now here's Okuda at the top of the circle. Now guarded by Booker. Drives, kick out here to the right corner now to Zoe Bauer. Bauer looking for some help. Comes back out here to Moore. 7 on the shot clock. Around the back dribble at the top of the circle. Goes into the far corner to Okuda. Shovels it over to Dominguez. His shot from 12 is no good. Rebound, Clayton Webb. And how about a jump ball?
It's real good possession by Holy Cross there. Saints, good patience, good drive and kick there by Moore going baseline. Dominguez misses the little jumper, and Webb's right there for the offensive rebound.
Right now, the Saints just want it more.
Absolutely.
You can see they are energized. Here's Dominguez inbounding the basketball into the right corner to Dana Kuda. Kuda comes around a screen, still on the dribble, goes now to the top to Moore. Quickly to the far side wing, now to Bauer. Bauer with a shoulder fake. Off balance, 17-footer, good. 44-43, Pilots by 1, 17:44 to go.
14 points for Bauer today.
Booker at the top of the ring, goes into the low post now to Benner. Benner, a little right-handed shot, missed it, woefully short, as Clayton Webb grabs the rebound.
One and done for the Pilots this half.
Here's the Kuda, cross-court pass now here to Moore, back out to Bauer at the point. Bauer one-on-one against Schaus, goes left side now to Okuda, wrap around to the low post to Dominguez. Back to Moore. Moore, left corner now. Comes back to Okuda on the near wing. Okuda, one-on-one with Booker, goes right side into the hands of Mike McBride. Turnover on the Saints.
In Okuda's defense, Coach McBride was wide open as the Pilots didn't have anybody assigned to guard him over here in front of us. But it's only 4 turnovers today for Holy Cross.
17-11. You look at the box score from the first game. Coach, I know you have it over there. There was a significant difference in the two box scores compared to where we're at. Here's Matt Schaus with a drive down the lane, and he scores for the Pilots. 46-43. 16:54 to go in regulation. Dominguez up the left sideline, puts on the brakes, comes back out to Okuda. Staying right side now to Moore. Moore on the dribble. Cross court sitting out of Bauer. Bauer looking for some help, wrap around to the low post now to Dominguez. He's double teamed back out here into the hands of Moore. Moore with a drive, running one-hander over Benner, no good. Rebound, Dominguez taps it out to Okuda. Dane with a drive across the lane, stops, pops from 12, knocks it down. 46-45. Dane, Okuda with 8.
I got 4 offensive rebounds for Holy Cross this half.
Matt Schaus, top of the circle now to Benner. Near wing to Landon Booker. Booker looking for some help. He crosses over, goes into the corner to Benner. The right-hander shot is good. Oh, in and out! That ball is halfway down the well. And here come the Saints. Here is Dana Kuda on the far side. Now to Bauer. Bauer on the dribble. Fade away, 14-footer, good. Holy Cross is in front. 47-46. 15:52 to go in regulation. Schaus with the leaner. He scores inside. 48-47. BC takes the lead back. Back-to-back field goals for Schaus. 12 for Matt now. Over the timeline now. Moore goes now to Okuda. Dane in the transition. Comes over here to Moore. Bounce pass to the right baseline. Webb running off Tanner. Short rebound. It'll be off of Dr. D. Parker Dominguez.
Big fella working hard. Gonna get it. Immediate timeout, I believe.
Yes, indeed. Pilots by 1, 15:27 to go. We'll be right back after this brief timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
Early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
And all was Benjamin Franklin wise. So you actually think electricity can pass through metal? Ha! Ben Franklin, go fly a kite.
Excellent idea. Where are my keys?
Besides the bifocals, Ben invented the Franklin stove, the odometer, and the lightning rod. Ingenuity, pass it on. From the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Want to thank our friends at Mitros Orthopedics. One-on-one attention, world-class treatment. That's what you'll find at Mitros Orthopedics. Dr. Mitros is a respected sports medicine specialist, leader in hip, knee, and knee replacements. Learn more at mitrosortho.com. Going back to that first matchup, Paul, Pilots went in at the half with a 21-point lead, quickly extended up to about 32 points early in the second half, and then kind of coasted to a 24-point victory here. Holy Cross has more energy, working harder, flat out playing better right now.
No question. Michael Mislin checks in. He'll be out there with Schaus, Miller, Travis Smith, and Ryan Benner as Booker and Edding will grab some pine. On the floor now for Holy Cross is Brandon Evans. He's been sitting about 20 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
He should be well rested. They have plenty of legs for the home stretch. Matt Schaus over the timeline now puts on the brakes now. Hands still on the drive, and then there's a hand check on the perimeter. Nice little hesitation dribble by Matt Schaus.
Yeah, he's real good at that hesitation dribble, but I get frustrated when you get the high screen there from Edding and Mislin and left too much space there. Didn't utilize the screen. It was a wasted screen. That's going to be 3 fouls on Drew Moore now.
Moore comes out. Daryl McIntyre will come into the ball game now, and I thought D-Mac has played very, very well.
Absolutely. A lot of energy from D-Mac.
And
Schaus got some blood on him.
Yep, he'll have to come out of the ball game now and get some attention from the Bethel Certified Athletic Training staff over here to our immediate left, as they'll get him all fixed up. On the floor once again for the Saints, it's Dominguez along with Bauer, Akuda, McIntyre, and Brandon Evans. The Pilots will have Benner along with Mislin, Miller, Smith, and Matt Schaus, I believe.
Ochin standing here waiting to see if it's time or not.
I don't know why the hold up here.
Yeah, Ochin's going to check in.
So Ochin to inbound the basketball to the left of the lane for the Pilots here. 15-15 to go, 48-47. The homestanding Pilots.
Be alert, Parker, be alert.
As Ochin looking, finds Mislin. Mislin spins, comes back out to Benner at the top of the ring. Now right side now to Miller. Miller guarded by Bauer. Comes back to Ochin at the top of the circle now. Caleb Ochin with the crossover, finds Miller. He loads up the three-point shot and nails it. 51-47. 20 points for Zach Miller.
6 for 8 from three-point range for Zach.
Here's the ball deflected by Travis Smith. Now over here to Bauer. Bauer at the top, hands it off now to Akuda. Dane thinks about the trade, but goes to Dominguez in the corner. Now inside of the low post to Evans. He powers inside, shot no good. Rebound Zach Miller. Miller's had a great overall floor game as well. Here's Travis Smith, back out here to Miller. He thinks about the tray, drive, stops, had a pass knocked away, and McIntyre comes away with the steal. D-Mac drives, shoots, and scores. 51-49. 14:25 to go. The Saints will not go quietly here into the autumn afternoon.
9 points for McIntyre.
Travis Smith comes around a screen, hands it off now to Ochin. Now to the top now, left side now to Miller. Miller looking for some help, crosses over, goes to Ochin in the court. Inside to Benner, Ryan Benner. Reverses the shot, blocked away by Evans, and it'll be off of Benner on the redirect.
Just playing, almost looked like he's playing scared. I know Ryan's a senior, there's no way he's scared, but he didn't attack that. He jumped in there, pump faked, and then spun away from the basket. So the Pilots, I got a feeling the Pilots might have overlooked this one today, and they get their hands full here.
To move from left to right, it'll be McIntyre. Somebody's going to be running, I can tell you right now, if this is going to be the case, if they lose this game. Here's McIntyre travel, no call, but goes to Bauer in the corner. Zoe, off balance, 14-footer off the arc to go. Travis Smith the rebound, and then he's hammered by Dominguez.
That's going to be 3 on Parker, and I think you'll see as this game goes on, depth's going to be a key. Pilots have played 3 games this week, and they've not really, they've tried to save guys throughout the week, and I think that's the case with Booker in the first half, only getting 7 minutes.
Clayton Webb will come into the ball game now, and Dominguez will come out with his 3rd infraction. And Bethel to inbound the basketball here in the backcourt. Ochin goes to Schaus, and Matt will walk it up. One-on-one with Akuda. There's the handoff on the right elbow. Matt Schaus in the right corner now, still on the dribble. Comes back to Ochin at the point. Now to Travis Smith. Travis on the drive, stop, jump pass now to Ochin. The southpaw with the 3, good. Ochin with a three-point bomb. He's got 5, 13:29 to go in regulation. Pilots by 5.
And we know he's capable of putting up points in a hurry, just like Zach Miller. So see if they can feed the hot hand here.
Holy crosses. Dana Kuda goes left side now to Zoe Bauer. Bauer backs it out, comes back out to the top to Daryl McIntyre. D-Mac one-on-one against Travis Smith. Spins inside the lane. Off balance shot. He throws up no good. Rebound Ryan Benner. Pilots trying to run. Ryan Benner right corner now to Ochin. The southpaw for three. Good. 57-49. Back-to-back Caleb Ochin.
8 for Caleb now, and you can see that from the time Benner got it. Ochin ran with him. Benner did a great job of drawing the defender. Easy draw and kick.
And a timeout, Mike McBride and the Holy Cross Saints. 12:50 to go in regulation. Bethel 57, Holy Cross 49. We'll take a quick timeout on Regional Radio Sports.
It's me, Sarah. I just got a text from TCU that means my first paycheck got deposited. I can't wait to treat myself. Of course, Mom and Dad want me to save, and thanks to TCU Everyday Savings, I can't. Every time I use my TCU Debit MasterCard, TCU rounds my purchase up to the next dollar and moves the change to my savings. So I can spend a little and still save. Visit TCUnet.com to start owning your financial future. Teachers Credit Union deposits are federally insured by the NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
He wanted to read that wonderful message from the Gates Automotive Group. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Pat Doherty. I guess, Pat.
Pat's not up.
We thank you for joining us here today on Regional Radio Sports. Pat Doherty, are you on or not?
I could tell you 85 years of honesty and integrity from the Gates Automotive Group, Paul.
You think so?
I think so. You could check out any of their locations in South Bend and Mishawaka, and they'll take good care of you.
All right. Pat, you think you can join us now? I guess not. I guess we have, we need to check Pat's battery or something. I think Pat's lost at sea. What do you think? I don't know. It's got to be one of these. What do you think, Pat Doherty?
I am turned. There we go.
There we go.
Finally got me plugged in.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
We'll get that Gates ad in here.
Do what you got to do. Dana Kuda to move from left to right on your screen now. Guarded by Travis Smith over the timeline into the forecourt. Still on the dribble, goes left side to Bauer. Bauer, the Clover community probably goes low post now here to Webb. Webb back out here to Moore. He loads up the three. Missed it, rebound. Mislin tips it into the hands of Wasink. And here comes Matty Schaus from right to left. Goes now to Travis Smith. Smith jump pass inside and a foul whistled away from the basketball, I believe.
It's going to be 4 on Moore. He just checked in with this at the timeout. Moore checked in with 3 fouls, picked up his 4th foul right there on the drive.
Now you can tell me about that, my friends at the Gates Automotive Group, Pat Doherty.
Did you know that the Gates Automotive Group is the #1 seller of pre-owned vehicles in Michiana?
I
Gates
did know that.
More, which means Gates can give you more for your trade-in, Paul Condry.
All right. And here's Matt Schaus throwing one away on the inbounds.
That's a freshman mistake there by Caleb, real quick to put his hand on his chest. That's not designed that way. It's just if there's eye contact between the inbounder and the guy on the opposite block, they throw it behind the defender's shoulder. And Matt saw it, Caleb didn't. Caleb was real quick to say, that's my fault.
And Matt gets chewed on a little bit.
Being the older player.
Right, no question about it.
If that's Benner, Mislin, Gerber, they catch it. They play together long enough to know.
Right, and those are the kind of freshman mistakes that are going to happen. Now here's McIntyre on the far side wing. Darrell on the right-hand dribble. Looking for some help, goes right side now here to Webb. Webb still on the dribble, now at the free throw line, reverses it back here to the right corner now to Bauer. Bauer inside to Dominguez. Dominguez comes back out the top here to Bauer on the right wing. Now back left side now to Webb. Webb looking for some help. 5 on the shot clock. Dana could have had it slapped out of his hands into the hands of Ochin. Bounce pass to Travis Smith. Travis lost the handle on it to be Holy Cross basketball.
It's a real good pass there by Caleb Ochin. Real tough bounce pass leading Travis. And I don't think Travis thought he was going to be able to thread that needle, and he got it through to him and caught Travis by surprise.
So Saints to move from left to right. They're a 57-49 trailer with 11:48 to go in regulation.
Dominguez without any points yet today, Paul.
Here is Dana Kuda over the timeline now. Bounce pass to Dominguez. He scores and he is fouled. As soon as you say it, you know it's going to happen.
Right on cue.
Like I was saying, the Pilots done a good job of keeping Dominguez off the left block, and he ran the floor there for the little dump off and the easy 3-point play opportunity.
57-51, Dominguez on the campaign. 1 of 4 at the charity stripe, averages 9 points, 8 rebounds. The last time these two clubs played, he had 11 points and 4 rebounds and 3 helpers. The southpaw, his free throws on the way, no good. He's now 1 for 5 on the season. And here come the Pilots from right to left on your screen. Matt Schaus at the top of the ring now. Here on the left corner, now to Booker.
Got the mismatch with Wasink and Akuta down low.
Here is Landon Booker, and now here to Wasink. Pass to Flechter. Wasink got it back. Now to Booker in the right corner. Landon on the spin. Running one-hander. Got it to fall. Landon, a 59-51 Bethel lead. Landon with 4 now. Well, that was a tough leaner that time from that right side. Here's Bauer. 3 on the way. Knock it down. Zoe Bauer. Nobody will guard him. He'll shoot it all day.
Yeah, Wasink's got to get out and help on that three-point attempt.
And here's a drive inside, and they're not going to count the basket.
Yeah, that should be a counted basket. That's a real quick whistle. Should have counted. On this end down here, Holy Cross with a real nice high screen roll with Parker Dominguez, and Wasink didn't show on that.
Here's Matt Schaus with the basketball on the drive. Had a rejected by Webb, but into the hands of Mislin. And Mislin on the double out. And we have a 3-second violation.
He didn't have possession of the ball. That's the first 3-second violation I think I've seen called in about a year and a half of calling games with you. And that's just a real quick whistle. Miz should not have put the ball on the floor, though. He created that. Got to go straight up and go through the defense.
10:50 to go in regulation. The Saints hanging around. A 59-54 trailer to the favored in the 9th-ranked Bethel Pilots. Dominguez in the right elbow, guarded by Wasink. Comes back out here to McIntyre at the top of the ring. Swings the left side now to Bauer. Bauer spins. Comes back to Akuta, who comes around the screen. He looks, goes into the corner now to Webb. Webb looking for some help. 14 on the shot clock. Webb comes back out to McIntyre at the top. Daryl McIntyre drive, jump pass to Dane Akuta. Dane on the hesitation dribble, backs it out. Goes now here to Webb. Webb running one-hander with the left hand. Guy, no! Missed it. Rebound, Wasink. Up court quickly, BC on the breakout. Here's Matt Schaus. Stops. Left side now to Landon Booker. Landon with the crossover driving. Bounce pass here to Mislin. His left right-hander hook, though. Good rebound into the hands of McIntyre. Well, the Pilot Bigs have not finished well tonight.
No, they've missed about 6 or 7 2 or 3 foot turnarounds.
Here's Akuta with a drive. Still on the dribble. Keeps it alive and comes back out to the top here to McIntyre. Mack goes into the right side now to Bauer. Bauer one-on-one with Matt Schaus. Goes inside to Webb. Webb, shot with the left hand. No good. Rebound. Who's got it? McIntyre had a shot packed away. I believe it was Wasink who got the block. Matt Schaus in transition, driving, shooting, and he's hammered.
Yeah, real good job by Schaus to recognize that he's just going to go strong to the basket. Bauer knew he was beat. Went ahead and just wrapped him up.
I tell you what, Zoe Bauer has played his keister off tonight on the defensive end. This is the best I've ever seen him play defensively.
Yeah, and you know, the first game between these two teams, Zoe was 2 for 10 from the field, 1 for 6 in three-point range. That's not how he wanted to start his season, and so he's come out tonight and played real well on both ends of the floor.
19 points for Bauer.
As Matt Schaus will shoot the free throw, the right-hander's free throw is good. 60-54.
13 points now for Matt.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The only guys who have scored, well, it's been Schaus, Caleb Ochin, and Booker. They're the only 3 Pilots who have scored here in the second half.
Zach Miller hit a 3 there early in the second half.
61-54.
Full court press here by the Pilots.
Schulteis is in the ballgame now for Bauer. And McIntyre will bring it up. Here's the double team forthcoming. Oh, nice job by McIntyre to get through there. Akuta, 3-point for the southpaw left side. No good rebound. It falls into the hands of Webb, and I thought he traveled.
Yeah. Yeah, Dominguez took Edding out on the play, and then Webb traveled. And as you can see, Coach McBride didn't really like that call. Love the energy and intensity from Coach McBride.
Absolutely. You know, Ryan Benner here on the near wing now, guarded by Akuta. Still on the dribble, and they call it a legal screen on the Pilots.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, it's the first time all night the Pilots set a good, solid screen, and so I guess that's why they don't use screens, because they get called for illegal. I thought Pat was set. I thought that was a great fundamental screen by Pat there.
So the Saints to move from left to right now. Bauer checks back into the contest now, and Dana Kuda will get a break.
14 turnovers for the Pilots now.
Schulteis going to the back cover here to Bauer. Bauer. Up the left sideline. Oh, he traveled, no call. But over to Schulteis. Schulteis in the forecourt now. Right side now here to Webb. Webb drives across the lane, stops, reverses it to McIntyre on the right wing. McIntyre at the free throw line, and a foul call on Ryan Benner, I believe. Yep, Ryan not moving his feet quick enough.
Yeah,
and he's going to lose that war against McIntyre off the drive any day.
But I guess you got to question why the Pilot defenders don't recognize that McIntyre and Webb, much like Dominguez, are just going to put the ball on the floor and go left.
Dominguez to inbound the basketball to the right of the lane, goes down to Bauer. His three-point shot from the inbound's no good. Zach Miller the rebound for BC. Up court quickly to Booker. Booker, right side now to Benner. Benner travel with a basketball.
Can't have turnovers. 22 feet from the basket. Catch and shoot.
8:45 to go. And Schulteis will come out of the ball game. And Dominguez will come out of the ball game now as Akuda checks back in. And Brandon Evans checks back in.
Turnover number 15 on the Pilots.
8:45 to go in the ball game. Game still in the balance. Here as Holy Cross has showed a tremendous amount of grit and determination here today. Here's Webb, free throw line. Back out to Dane Akuda on the right wing. Dane now on the dribble, goes left side now to Webb. Webb drives, reverses it now to McIntyre. McIntyre running one-hander, no good rebound. Pat Edding. Pat goes over here to Ryan Benner. Up court quickly on the left wing now to Booker. Booker on the drive. Down the right side of the lane, had it packed away. And Evans guilty of the block with the body.
Yeah, got it good up high. Hit him with the body, though.
I mean, he got the ball cleanly, but he definitely pushed him with the lower half.
It's just 3 fouls in Evans. I'm just getting frustrated. I'm having flashbacks when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and my dad would say, he's right-handed, make him go left. And you've got the Pilots just allowing these left-handed players to attack left all day long.
Father knows best.
I thought so, but maybe not.
Yeah, they still do. I know mine knows best. Here is Landon Booker. The right-hander's free throw is good. 62-54. Landon with 3 points here in the second half, 5 overall. 8:18 to go in regulation. And Landon with another opportunity. The product of John Adams High School here in the South Bend area. Booker nails them both now. 63-54. Bethel with 8:17 to go.
Pilots 15 for 18 from the foul line today.
Here's Dane Akuda through traffic. Hands it off now to Zoe Bauer. Bauer goes back to Akuda on the far wing now. Akuda looking for some help. Goes into the low post now to Evans. Back out here to McIntyre. McIntyre dribbles. Kicks it out to Bauer. His jump shot from 3. Clanks off the iron into the hands of Pat Edding. Now here's Landon Booker. Booker with a... Oh, what a drive by Landon. Oh, my. There's your highlight reel right there.
A little
crossover. Take it to the rack for the deuce. Oh, my.
A little hop, skip, and a jump there, and left his defender standing there wondering where he went.
Here is Evans, and here's Landon Booker on the double team, and he calls timeout.
It's a great job.
What a hustle play by Landon Booker. I tell you what, guys, I've said it. I want to sound like a broken record. We see it every day when we have him in our office. He's doing an internship, did one with us last summer, is currently doing with us. He's like walking into the room. It's like a 100-watt light bulb comes on when he walks into the room. He brings that much energy.
Yeah, great young man on and off the court, and that little hop, skip, and jump move there, kind of hesitation dribble, and his defender rose up a little bit, and then he blew past him for the layup, and then what you see down here is just Pilots basketball. The ball's on the floor. There's going to be a Pilot on the floor.
Coach, I think the bottom line here in that Mike McBride will look at this game and he will say, this is what we have to do. We're not talented enough to play with a lot of teams. But if we play hard, we're going to be in every ball game. And maybe we can get some of those three-point shots to fall. And when they get into Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference play, they're going to be a formidable group to deal with, because if they play with that energy, and they're still in this ballgame, I'm not writing them off here tonight.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot I would not have believed this had you told me this. We're going to see this performance here today. The improvement this team has made in 4 games, this being the 4th game, is off the charts.
Yeah, I think at one point it's 18-6. I think when he called that timeout in the first half and just let his team have it about the effort. And regardless, this game's not
19-6.
19-6.
Yeah.
A lot of basketball left. Anything can happen, but no matter how this thing ends, he can look at his guys and say, you gave me 33 minutes of solid basketball to build off of. Now I expect him to compete for the last 7, but even if everything falls apart, he's got 33 minutes of good game film to show his guys what they're capable of.
Bringing it up from right to left is Ryan Benner, guarded out here by McIntyre. Back to the right side. Benner hands it over to Zach Miller. Miller comes back to Wasink at the point. Back out here to Miller. Back to Wasink on the right wing. Lobs it inside now to Pat Edding. Pat spins. Shot on the way. Good. 67-54. Finally, somebody closing the gap in there for the Pilots in the paint.
That's a real nice post-entry pass by Wasink.
Dominguez, left side now to Evans. Back. Now, the question I have is, why didn't Evans go to the goal right there?
Yeah, Evans really isn't playing aggressive today at all. No.
There is Bauer on the far wing now. Wrap around, stolen by Ryan Benner and the Pilots. Up the right sideline, here is Landon Booker. Explodes to the goal, and he scores! 69-54, Landon Booker with 10.
I'll take Booker over Dominguez in a race any day of the week.
Here's Dominguez, right side now to McIntyre. Left-hander runner across the lane, no good. Tipped up by Benner into the hands of Zoe Bauer. Bauer to the low post, stolen by Benner. Here come the Pilots, 3-on-1 break if they hurry. Booker, right side, drives, shoots, banks it up and in from the right block. 71-54, Landon Booker taking over the ball game now. Timeout, Holy Cross. Coach McBride's asking for a timeout. He finally gets one here at the 6:10 mark. Nope.
Calling Book for the reach, which Book knew he had a sub coming for him.
And they will not take the timeout.
2 fouls for Book now. Drew Moore checking back in with 4 fouls. See if he can stay out of foul trouble to finish this thing up.
Paul Condry, a score that came in. The Lady Saints lose to Lords in overtime, 73-71.
Top break for Amy Litkin Espajani's ball club. Loser at home today. Left side now, Dana Kuda. Top of the circle now to Bauer. Right side now to Moore into the low post to Parker Dominguez. Dominguez is coming across the lane, as you said, Coach. He drives, shoots. Oh, he went with the right hand and got it to go. 71-56. Parker Dominguez went with his offhand that time.
That's a real good up and under move by Parker.
Here is Pat Edding to the goal with the left hand. Missed it. Rebound ripped out of there by Webb. Now over here to Akuda. Akuda over the timeline now. In between the rings, guarded by Travis Smith. Goes right side now to Bauer. Bauer still on the dribble. Comes out here to the top now to Akuda. Left side now to Dominguez. Dominguez goes into the corner now to Moore. Back out to Zoe Bauer. Right side now. Here is Webb backing in, and he just ran over.
And Schaus gets called for the block. They just, I'll tell you what, not only did the official make a bad call, then he stared down Matt Schaus, which is extremely unprofessional, and that's the type of stuff J.D. Collins will hear about after the game when the coaches evaluate the officials. That was absolutely unprofessional by that official.
With a basketball here on the near wing, now it's Moore. Drives inside the lane, spins, lost the handle on it, but it goes right into the hands of Webb. Webb comes up with it, and he scores! 71-58, 5:06 to go. Back out here on the near wing, Travis Smith keeps it alive. Off the inadvertent play. Travis handing it off to Zach Miller. The three-point shot on the way, off the iron, no good. Pat Edding the rebound. Pat powers back up. He scores. Nope, they're going to call a foul before the shot.
Had a defensive switch there, so Moore was caught guarding Eddings. He got 5'9" Moore against 6'6" Eddings. So that offensive rebound's a pretty easy one to pull away.
Pat Doherty, we saw this Holy Cross team a couple times. We were over at practice, and tell you what, there is a significant difference in the dynamic of the coaching from a year ago. I tell you, Mike's got these guys just going 100 miles an hour as Edding knocks down the free throw.
Well, Paul, I told you when we first saw them practice, they don't take any rest. They go from one drill to another. There's no wasted time. They get after it. And I believe that you're going to see this program progress over the next 4 to 5 years. They're going to be a contender in that Chicagoland Collegiate Conference.
As Pat Edding's second free throw goes awry, so Pat, 1 of 2 on that trip down the floor. And then here's an unforced error.
Those are the ones that give the coaches the gray hair right there, huh?
Akuda losing the handle on it. I think Dane's family's here today. Father's in from out of town. I thought I saw him behind me here to the left with his Holy Cross hat on.
And D-Max played a great game today. That's just a poor turnover by him, but he's worked real hard all day.
Here's Schaus, right side out on Zach Miller. Miller at the point, hands it off to Travis Smith. Travis across the weave, lobs inside to Pat Edding for the two-hand dunk! The alley-oop and the kaboom!
That's a great high weave.
4:22 to go in regulation. A picturesque alley-oop, and Pat Edding product of Concordia High School in Fort Wayne. His team won the football sectional title last night over Lures. He was happy as a lark today. I don't know if he's any more happier after that one. We want to thank our friends at the Gates Automotive Group for their support of our broadcast here today on Regional Radio Sports.
The Gates Automotive Group has been serving Michiana for over 85 years. The Gates promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity can be seen each day at Gates Downtown, Gates Chevy World in Mishawaka, Gates Toyota Scion in South Bend, Gates Ireland Road, and Gates of Granger. For 85 years, the Gates dealership has been providing great growth opportunities for all of its employees. If you're interested in becoming one of our team members, stop by our family-owned and operated business. For more information on the Gates Automotive Group, check out the website at www.gatesautomotive.com.
You know, on that last lob there, Paul, that's a great back screen by Benner, great pass by Travis Smith. Pat gets all the glory for the big slam dunk, but it comes together as a great team play. A good weave, distracting the defense, kind of getting the focus at the top of the key. Then Benner set a great back screen, and obviously a design play there for Travis to throw the lob. Great catch by Pat Edding.
The Pilots teams during the media timeout at the 15:27 mark, Coach, we're coming in out of the media timeout, and it's a 48-47 ball game. Yeah. And I think that's when Zach Miller hit that three that you alluded to. And it was a Miller three followed by a Caleb Ochin three, and then another Caleb Ochin three. So those 3 threes were the backbreaker.
Yeah.
Holy Cross closed it to 6 on a couple occasions at 60-54. Check that, actually it was at 59-54 at 10:50. But the Pilots have really turned it up a notch.
Yeah, Webb there got caught in the air and dropped the ball, and he couldn't pick up his own pass, and so he just kind of tried to kick it away from Schaus.
4:08 to go in regulation, 74-58. Pilots as they'll reset the shot clock, and Bethel will move from right to left. Pat Edding inbounds it now here to Matt Schaus, and the former quarterback at Centerville High School will walk it up over the timeline now on the right wing. Goes now to Miller at the top of the ring, now to the right elbow. To Edding, his 70-footer blocked away by McIntyre. Up the left sideline now here is Dane Akuda. Akuda now in between the circles now. Around the back dribble, hands it off now to Moore. Moore still on the dribble, hands it off now to Bauer. Bauer loads up the three and knocks it down. Zoe Bauer from downtown at the 3:38 mark.
22 points for Zoe today. Great game.
With the basketball, Travis Smith, top of the circle now to Zach Miller. Now to Ryan Benner on the right wing. Benner was to the high side to Pat Edding. Now to Matt Schaus, back to the top to Benner. Quickly to Travis Smith. Smith, 15 on the shot clock to Miller at the point. Left side now to Pat Edding. Lobs inside to Benner. And a foul on the floor. A good possession for Bethel because they took about 25 seconds off the shot clock.
Yeah, you're at a point now. Slow this thing down, get a good look, pound the ball in, or get to the foul line. No reason to run and force the tempo at this point with a 13-point lead 3 minutes to go.
As Benner will go to the line. Ryan looking things over, the right-hander with a season low, I believe, of 6. It's now 75-61 with 3:15 to go. Benner, who came into today's action averaging 17.4, is able to knock down a pair. Now it's 76-61 in favor of Bethel College as we're nearing the 3:10 mark. Akuda up the right sideline now here to Webb into the corner. Now to Moore, handing off to Bauer. Back out to Moore, cross courts it quickly now to Akuda. Akuda with a drive down the lane, looking for some help, reverses it to the point. And now goes to McIntyre on the far wing. D-Mac on the drive across the lane, off balance, left-handed shot, no good. A rebound, Zach Miller. Miller's had a great rebounding ball game.
Just once.
Matt Schaus over the timeline now.
Coach McBride still coaching hard over here.
And here's Schaus handing off to Travis Smith. Should have been an illegal screen right there by. Here is a pass inside to Pat Edding, and he dunks it with 2 hands off the assist that time from Zach Miller. 78-61.
9 now for Patrick.
And here are the Saints with the ball in the far court. 78-61, 2:19 to go. Bauer, left side now here to Moore. Moore comes out here to the point now to Dane Akuda. Akuda on the far wing. Looking, comes back out here to the top now. To Moore, and Moore with the offensive foul as he threw Travis Smith into Sunday.
That should be 5.
Yeah, it's going to be 5 fouls and more. It's good defense there by Travis Smith.
The past.
Dominguez will check back into the ball game now. Matt Schaus will check out with 2:07 to go. Benner also will sit out. So it's Gerber, Travis Smith, Zach Miller, Pat Edding, and Caleb Ochin, and that could have been a push-off right there on Ochin. Ochin, left side now to Travis Smith.
Got to get the ball into Gerber here. He's got
back here to Smith, hands it off to Miller. Miller loads up the 3, buries the 3. There's your dagger right there, 81 to 61. 23 points for Zach Miller, the top 3-point shooter in America right now.
7 for 10 from 3-point range.
Here is D-Mac driving across the lane, and he is hammered.
Which way was he driving, Paul?
He was driving to the left.
Driving to the left.
Imagine that. So D-Mac, I think it's time to sit Zach Miller down.
Like an Indy 500 with these guys. Just go left.
Go left. There you go. So McIntyre, the southpaw, shoots off the rim, no good. And that'll do it. Zach Miller, another fine afternoon at the office.
Yeah, just 7 3-pointers, 70% from behind the arc. 23
Coach
points.
Lightfoot says,
at the office.
when he gave him the low 5, he says, nice shooting. McIntyre's free throw good. 1 of 2 on the trip, 81 to 62, 139. Here is Gerber, bounce pass out here to Wasink, back to Ochin. Foul line extended left, way out here. Now he dribbles to the top, or he hands it off to Smith on the far wing. Smith still on the dribble on the left wing now. Underhand pass now to Gerber, they run the weave high. Gerber lost the handle on it, comes back to Wasink. He loads up the 3, off the iron, no good. The ball deflects it in the hands of Edding, and the Pilots will reset the shot clock. Travis, the pest, Smith with the ball, handing it off now to Ochin. Ochin on the dribble, goes left side now to Gerber. Gerber, and an illegal screen set up on Patrick Edding again. Pat says, screen him if you got him.
That's right. You got 5 fouls, you might as well use them up.
And Pat falls out of the ball game. He got his money's worth today, folks.
Absolutely.
He played well in the home stretch, though. He did.
9 points on the day for Pat, but just again, a lot of that effort stuff that doesn't show up in the box score from Pat.
That alley-oop dunk at the 4:22 mark erupted the building. Here's Dane Akuda with 3, top of the circle, good. Dane Akuda!
11 points for Dane today.
Dane comes into action with 7 per game. Travis Smith at the top now. Looking for some backdoor pass to Brandon Gerber, and he scores the reverse layup. 83-65. Brandon Gerber's first 2 of the ball game now. Here is Dominguez inside of the little post now to Webb. Back to Dominguez in the deep left corner. Back inside to Webb, and it's kicked away.
You know, Paul, we just did not see a lot of Brandon Evans today. I don't know if he's in the doghouse, if Coach has been rewarding the guys who have been working hard because Webb and D-Mac have worked so hard off the bench, but...
Well, I mentioned it in the pregame that McIntyre and Webb, their minutes have improved dramatically.
Yeah.
And here is Zoe Bauer for 3. Shot off the rim, no good. Gerber off the deflection from Travis Smith. And Gerber will hold it out.
Yeah, it's going to be an 18-point victory for the Pilots, but this game was a lot closer than 18 points. So really well fought
Do you think
battle.
Travis Smith will hold the ball this time and not give it to the official like last night?
I wasn't here for that one, but I will say for the Andrews game, I know people were questioning why he was trying to score late in the game. McDonald's sponsorship there, Big Macs for the students if you score 88 points, and so Travis told me after the game, Coach, if I get free Big Macs, the kids are going to keep coming to the game. So that was the theory for that one.
I like that.
I like that too. Ochin, the free throw is good.
19 for 23 from the foul line, I believe, for the Pilots.
And the wackos over there praying for a miracle.
Yeah, they're going to come up short on the Big Macs today, it looks like.
The Southpaw's free throw good again. 85-65. And for the first time tonight is Mike McBride. Here is McIntyre driving to the goal, and he scores with 2 seconds to go. And for the first time this afternoon, Mike McBride's body English has physically changed. It took 2 seconds to go in the game before he drooped those shoulders a little bit.
Yeah.
McIntyre's free throw is good. Got the old-fashioned 3-point play, 85-68, and that's going to do it. Final score, the Bethel Pilots remain perfect on the season. Move to 6-0. Holy Cross drops to 1-3. We'll get some thoughts from Landon Booker on this game, as he was the guy who really kind of gave the Pilots a spark. 85-68, the final score here today. Glad that you can join us. Coach, final thoughts real quickly.
I thought, from the Pilot standpoint, you withstood a team that really had you on the ropes there a little bit in the second half as far as just kind of outworking you early in the second half, and you fought back and finished strong, get the 17-point victory. From Holy Cross standpoint, you leave here with just look how far you've come in 10 days. A lot of stuff to build off of.
All right, come along here to the front of the table. Tell you what, one of my favorite Pilots of all time right here, Landon Booker. Look, first of all, I'll tell you what, this was a gutty effort by Holy Cross today. They came out, and I thought for about a 15, maybe a 20-minute stretch, just outplayed you guys.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, just like Coach said in halftime, just Holy Cross is just going to give it their all. They're going to play 110% every time they play against us, and they really came out, really stepped up, and really gave us a good challenge. And I mean, it was good for the guys to actually see how competitive every team will be when they play us. So Holy Cross did a good job.
Give us an idea from your standpoint on that crossover move that brought the house down. He left your defender like he was in cement shoes out there, man. What a spectacular play.
Yeah, I mean, I was favoring my foot a lot. I had to miss practice yesterday just because I was having a little bit of tendonitis, and I was just favoring in the first half. I wasn't as aggressive as I could have been, and there was just a great opportunity for me to attack and be aggressive and show what I can actually do when I get the chance.
Give us an idea in the listening audience, some of the things that you've had to fight through during the course of the offseason. We've talked about you working with us in our office and how fun it's been to have you there, but people have no idea the time that you spend in the training room, do they?
No, I mean, I actually spent most of my college career in the training room. I actually live in there, so I mean, I spent a lot of time just rehabbing my knee after two meniscus surgeries and an Achilles surgery, and then I'm starting to have tendonitis in my other Achilles, so it's been a battle. But I mean, I enjoy playing with these guys. I enjoy giving it my all whenever I can, and it's just great and it's just fun.
How important was it to finish this game strong after it was a 4-point ball game with about 8 minutes to go?
Well, it was really important because we got a full week of practices coming up next week, so we wanted to make sure we finished a lot stronger than we did when we started off the game. So we did a good job in stepping up in the second half, and a lot of key played their position and played their role. So it was pretty good. It was good to just come out here in the second half with just confidence and just know that we can be a better team when we play together and play with a lot of communication and work on our defense more.
Hey, Landon, up here in the Crow's Nest, one of the things, the last two games that we've seen, you have been able to get the tip and set the tone, scoring the first bucket of the ball game. Talk a little bit about getting yourself in that position right out the gate.
Well, I tried to use my speed and my explosiveness to get there. I just tried to set him up as if I'm gonna head back to the half court, but me and Pat, we just give each other eye contact, and just he looks at one direction and I look at the same direction, and then it just goes from there. And that's just like good team chemistry right there, just from me and Pat, just start off games. So it's good to have that connection and that chemistry right off the bat.
And we talked about that in the office the other day when you were over at the office doing some work. The team chemistry, talk a little bit about that with this Pilot team here in the early going. The seniors, you guys seem to have brought a lot of the freshmen. They seem to step in, working on that communication piece. All of them seem to be playing above their age level. You wouldn't think that Oakchin is a freshman if you didn't know he was by looking at the roster.
Absolutely. I mean, every practice we just tell the guys, like, hey, just be ready when your name is called. I mean, you guys have a big role. Just because you're a freshman doesn't mean you're going to be a freshman. Like, we look at every class as a veteran team or a veteran player, and we got to have that mindset when they come in right off the bat. Like, hey, you're here now. You're part of the family, and you're going to play with confidence, and you're going to play the Bethel basketball. So that's a good job as teammates is encouraging that for the freshmen.
Great game tonight, Landon.
Congratulations, buddy, on a great effort today, buddy. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Landon Booker, a big effort here today by his teammates as they were able to pick up a win. Coach Gardner, give us an idea as you've got some of those final numbers to wrap it up.
We'll thank the Gates Automotive Group with their promise of fairness, honesty, and integrity. They can be seen in action each day by the Gates family with their involvement in the local community. The Gates family has been actively involved with many of our churches local colleges and universities, the Gates Automotive Group is family-owned and operated and has been serving Michiana for 85 years.
Final numbers here. Holy Cross 25 for 66 from the field for 38%, 8 for 23 from behind the three-point line, 35%, 10 for 14 from the foul line for 71%. 11 offensive rebounds, 21 defensive rebounds, 32 total rebounds, 21 team fouls, 7 assists, 12 turnovers, 5 blocks, 7 steals. For the Pilots, 28 for 55 for 51% from the field, 9 for 18, a perfect 50% from behind the arc, 20 for 24 from the foul line for 83%, 10 offensive rebounds, 33 defensive rebounds, 43 total rebounds for the Pilots, 19 team fouls, 14 assists, 16 turnovers, 2 blocks, and a steal. You had Parker Dominguez finishing 2 for 5 from the field, 0 for 1 from the foul line, 1 offensive rebound, 2 defensive rebounds, 4 points, 1 steal. Dana Kuda 4 for 7 from the field, 1 for 2 from behind the line, 2 for 2 from the foul line, 1 offensive rebound, 2 defensive rebounds, 11 points, 5 assists, a steal, 2 turnovers. Zoe Bauer, great effort on both ends of the floor tonight. 39 minutes played, 8 for 20 from the field, 4 for 11 from three-point range. Hit both of his free throws, 7 rebounds, including 4 on the offensive end. 22 points, 2 turnovers for Zoe today. Drew Moore, 3 for 10 from three-point range, from the game, 3 for 8 from three-point range. He had 2 rebounds, 9 points, and assists, and 3 turnovers. Brandon Evans, only just under 13 minutes played, 0 for 3 from the field, 3 fouls, a turnover, and a blocked shot. Goldie Schulteis, 0 for 2 from the field, both 3-point attempts. Daryl McIntyre, great game for DMAC today, 4 for 10 from the field, 5 for 7 from the foul line, 7 rebounds, including 2 on the offensive end, 13 points, a turnover, a block, and a steal. Clayton Webb, 4 for 9 from the field, 1 for 2 from the foul line, 7 rebounds, including 3 offensive rebounds, 9 points, 3 turnovers, 3 blocked shots, 3 steals for DMAC. For Clayton Webb. And Adam Vizard had a foul and an assist in limited minutes. For the Pilots, you had Landon Booker, a perfect 5 for 5 from the field. He hit both of his free throws, 1 rebound, 12 points, 2 turnovers, and a steal. Only 17 minutes as he's coming off a 3-game week. Gets him some rest before next Saturday's game. Matt Schaus, 5 for 7 from the field. Missed his only 3-point attempt. Perfect 4 for 4 from the line. 5 rebounds, 14 points, 4 turnovers for Matt. Zach Miller, 7 for 11 from the field, 7 for 10 from three-point range, 2 for 4 from the foul line, 5 rebounds, an assist, 2 turnovers, 23 points for Zach Miller today. Ryan Benner, tough day today, 2 for 10 from the field, 0 for 2 from three-point range. He had all 4 of his free throws, 5 rebounds, 2 fouls, 8 points, 5 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 steals, and a blocked shot. Patrick Edding, 3 for 6 from the field, 3 for 4 from the foul line. He had 6 rebounds, including 2 on the offensive end, 9 points, 3 turnovers, and a steal before fouling out. Travis Smith, 1 for 2 from the field, 3 for 4 from the foul line, 2 rebounds, 5 points, 5 assists, and only 1 turnover for Travis. Caleb Ochin, 3 for 5 from the field, 2 for 4 from three-point range. Hit both of his free throws, 10 points and assists and a steal. Brandon Gerber, 1 for 3 from the field, 6 rebounds, including 2 on the offensive end. 2 points for Brandon today. Michael Mislin, 1 for 5 from the field, 3 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, 2 points, 2 turnovers. Ryan Wasnick, 0 for 1 from the field. He missed a 3-point attempt. He had 5 defensive rebounds, 2 assists, and a blocked shot.
All right, some of the scores just coming in. Indiana Wesleyan beat Aquinas today in the Crossroads League WAC Challenge, 84-61. Oh, my. Does that send a message or what?
Yeah.
Goshen, a tough luck loser today to Roosevelt in the Maple City Classic up at Siena Heights, 68-64. Wilberforce on the road at Mount Vernon and Nazarene. Mount Vernon and Nazarene wins at 88-84. Of course, our game here, 85-68. Pilots over Holy Cross. Lady Pilots, tough luck loser tonight up at the Viterbo University Classic. Dakota Wesleyan defeats Bethel 79-75. Pilots, of course, were coming off a big win last night on the road. So Jody and the gals, not too bad. Coming home 1-1, and with the majority of that group, their primetime players all being freshmen. Tell you what, this group gets to the Crossroads League right around 500. I tell you what, it's a heck of a coaching job by Jody, Chris, Nat. and everybody else involved.
Yeah, and Jody will have more innings at the end of the year.
No question about
it. Process.
That's it. That's going to do it for our broadcast here today. A very entertaining game here from the Gates Automotive Group here in the Gates Classic. Final score, once again, the Bethel Pilots, the 9th-ranked team in NAIA play, improved to 6-0 on the season. They won their 182nd game here in the Gates Gymnasium. They're now 182-60. The Pilots recorded their 1,131st victory against 572 defeats. They're now 3-0 at home to go along with their 3-3 record. And head coach Mike Lightfoot has recorded his 690th win in his illustrious career. Once again, final score here today, 85-68. Pilots improved to 6-0 on the season, and the Saints dropped to 1-2. We're going to get a final thought from Tony Natale before we bid you adieu. And Coach, first of all, congratulations. A gutty effort by one of your former students. His kids, I just thought they played their keister off. Mike's kids did today.
Yeah, played really hard, especially in the second half. I mean, I tell you what, they've done a great job. They've improved tremendously, and we knew that was going to happen. I mean, he does a great job. He's got a great future ahead of him, and they did a great job preparing for us. And it's a battle. It was a battle.
Yeah, I tell you what, I thought Holy Cross Mike will go back and say, listen, we played really hard for 33 minutes, and that's a lot to build on. This team has grown up a lot in 4 games.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, they so much better than when we played them whatever that was 2 weeks ago. So not surprising, though. I mean, you kind of knew Mike was going to do that. But I'm proud of our guys. They did a nice job. They responded well in the second half and did a lot of good things.
How about Zach Miller? Is he in a zone or what?
Yeah, I mean, he's shooting the ball really well, and I think the biggest thing with him right now is he's getting his legs back under him, and that's important. You know, he missed some days before with that concussion he had, and that hurt him conditioning-wise. But, yeah, I think he's coming along.
Landon gave you a really huge spark midway through the second 20, really kind of defensively turned the game around. A solid effort for him today as well.
Right, yeah, Landon did a great job, and he's been battling a little bit of an injury, but he's working really hard getting back into it, and things look really good for him, and we just got to be careful with him, milk him a little bit. But, yeah, he gave us a great lift.
Why don't we get your former student over here and get some thoughts from him since we're sharing our time today. Coach,
Absolutely.
Congratulations on the win here today. We'll get a thought here from Mike, and we'll see what he has to say here today here on the broadcast. Once again, Mike McBride joining us here on the postgame show. He deserves some time here today. Mike, first of all, Mark and I talked about on the broadcast, I cannot believe how far this team has come in just 4 games. 33 minutes of rock'em sock'em basketball. We just kind of ran out of gas, Coach, but you got to feel stoked.
Yeah, we played really well, obviously, against a very, very good team, and we're night and day from where we were 2 weeks ago. The key with this, though, is going to have to be consistency. We can't show a little bit of growth and then regress, and a little bit of growth and then regress. This is something we got to build on and keep moving forward from. I told him in the locker room we still lost the game, but we should feel good about the progress we've made, and we need to be proud of where we're at right now as a team, having competed against 2 teams, but in 3 games, and have grown each time out, and we got to continue that.
I want you to take you back to it's a 19-6 ball game. You take a timeout, and you, as Coach Gardner said, you chewed on some backside, and it was all about energy. And whatever you said at that point in time, the kids came out, and they bought into everything. So take me back to that moment. You were pretty animated over there in the huddle. Walk us through what you told your kids.
Well, I didn't like our body language, and I didn't like how we came out of the gate and we hit a couple shots, and then we started missing, and it just drained us. And that's what we've been battling all season is missed shots impact our intensity level and impact our defensive play, and that just can't happen. And so we discussed that in the timeout, and the kids came out with a lot more effort and intensity and climbed back into the thing and really did a great job the remainder of the half and to open the second half even for a long time. But we got to play at that level. We can't have that up and down in terms of intensity. Shots can come and go, but our effort level defensively can never waver.
I would walk away here with a big smile on my face because you bring that energy on to the floor on Tuesday against Andrews are going to come away with a win. So nice job tonight, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mike McBride, the head basketball coach of Holy Cross. What an outstanding effort his kids made here today. They really came after the Pilots and gave them all they can and then some. That's going to do it for our broadcast here today. Special thanks to all of our special guests who spent some time with us throughout the course of the evening. And thanks again to our crew, to Brad Brink up there, who's taking care of all the camera work, to Pat Doherty, who's engineering all of our broadcasts. He was at Holy Cross earlier today getting our women's game over there on board, getting that together. And Pat's going to be engineering tomorrow's inauguration here at Bethel College. It's Alumni Weekend continues here on the Mishawaka campus. And, of course, thanks again to our special guests who also spent time with us throughout the course of the broadcast. For Coach Mark Gardner, for Tiny Condry, Brad Brink, Pat Doherty, I'm Paul Condry. On behalf of all of us at Regional Radio Sports, God bless you all. Once again, final score, Pilots beat the Saints 85-68. I'm Paul Condry. God bless you all. Semper Fidelis. Good night, everyone.